Alright. Hello, good morning everyone. Welcome back to the show. I am your charming self-proclaimed yet still humble host, Mukluk. Today we are back in Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Apologies for starting a few minutes late this morning. I was getting started right on time and then my computer crashed. And we had two crashes yesterday during the stream when we were trying to play Grounded 2, and I thought it was the game Grounded 2 that was causing it. Apparently that was only one factor. So I ran some updates, did a couple of small tweaks to try to help the situation. Fingers crossed that we're good right now, but that set me back about 15 minutes. X-Shuriken says, I've never seen this game. Can you summarize it in one sentence? No. But I could do it in a couple of sentences. It's Warhammer 40k, so it's sci-fi. It's in the year 40,000. Massive spaceships, humanity is on millions of planets, stuff like that. Aliens and demons are real, they mostly want to kill you. You play the role of a rogue trader. Someone who is allowed to break the law is, like, long as what you're doing is helping the betterment of mankind. So you are often going out into the unknown reaches of space and, you know, colonizing new worlds and adding them to the empire of man, stuff like that, which they often have aliens, and for most people, talking with aliens is heresy, crime punishable by death. For you, you could talk with them if you want, you could fight them if you want, you can make deals with them if you want. As long as it betters mankind, you're allowed to bend the rules. And this is the Rogue Trader's story. With all of that said, let's see, where were we? Let's check here. And pulling up the warp map of where we are in space right now. Okay, that's right, we were under, that's right. Talk to the Master of Ceremonies. Okay, pretty sure if I interact with the Master of Ceremonies, that might start the next act. I'm not positive. But we got a couple more things I want to do first. So I'm going to go to the, let's see, that was the map of the local solar system. I'm going to go to the big map. These two regions here, haven't checked yet. So, we're going to warp travel there. The Lord Captain retreats to his study to reflect on recent events, but his train of thought is interrupted by the muffled creak of the door and the sound of soft footsteps. Okay. Perfect time to join the stream. That's right, Nafir. Welcome. We saved you a seat. Now is... who is it? Oh, it's Yurliet. Elantok, I finally found you in this dwelling. Yurliet comes closer and smoothly makes an unfamiliar gesture with her hands. This symbol has many meanings. Humility, grief, loss, shame, regret. I hope you'll accept them all, because I am sorry for what happened to your world, to your subjects, to your palace, and for what my kin did to them. Your kin! You have never referred to the Drukhari as such before. For a few seconds, Yurliet is silent. We come from the same source, Elantok. We share the same blood, even though the Drukhari blood is distorted and their souls empty. It is a fact that cannot simply be brushed aside. Why are you apologizing? It is not your fault. Yurliet shudders so slightly you almost miss it. She opens her mouth, then turns away, searching for the right words. My words will not heal the wounds nor bring back the fallen, and they will not restore your protectorate. However, she falls silent, and her deep, piercing gaze seems to reach down into the very depths of your soul. Look silently back at her. Look, Elantok, the gaze of a child of Assyrian can penetrate deeper than a monkey's, and I can see all of the heaviness that has accumulated in your soul during our travels. I see it. In your gestures, in the tilt of your head, in the change in your scent. If you will allow me, this is the first time you have heard Yurliet sound so indecisive and guilty. I will help you to cast off this burden and cleanse your soul and mind of worry. How exactly are you going to help me? It is difficult to describe, Elantok, but your soul shines bright and your mind is strong enough for you to be able to immerse yourself in your own mind and cleanse it of unnecessary cares. I am still not sure that your species is capable of such a thing, but it is worth a try. If nothing comes out of it, then the only thing you will lose is a small fraction of your time. And I will be your guide on this journey. I will help you to enter the meditative state, to get to know yourself. Of course, that is if you let me. Immersing yourself in your soul is a deeply intimate process, but you will not be able to do it without me. Yurliet thoughtfully brushes a strand of red hair away from her face. And I promise you, Alontok, that I will not judge you, your world, or anything that takes place inside it. We will see only what you want to see. Awareness succeeded. Embers of genuine curiosity glimmer in her emerald gaze. To know a human's soul is a unique opportunity for an Eldari, and Yurliet's uncharacteristic caution and uncertainty imply that she is also discomfited by her own keen interest. Delving into one's inner world. Is it painful? No, Alontok. There is no physical pain, but you will be able to see your inner pain if it is bleeding in your soul. Very well, Yurliet. Show me my inner world. Yurliet nods slowly. She is clearly surprised by your compliance. Then we need to find a suitable place, somewhere quiet and serene. My bathroom? Let go of everything, Alontok. Doubts, fears, emotions. Cast off the weight of your soul. Good. Now try to look inside your soul. Look at it shining timidly and dive in. Okay. Gonna meet my spirit animal? I bet it's a badger. Feel like a badger. It's a badger, isn't it? We did it, Alontok. So far, your world resembles the real one, but soon you will learn to go deeper. Okay. Remember that everyone here is just a reflection of your thoughts, feelings, and desires. Do not be afraid to look them in the eye. Okay. I don't know if we're going to end up in combat, and I have not leveled her up in a long time. Let's do that now. Let's see. Which of these? Let's get Lorzinos. Let's see, where's this? Death Whisper. Elusive Shadow. With your enemies. Poised to Strike. Dense Macabre. Fainting Attack. Next time target attack after using armor penetration penalty. The armor plus lethality. Is a ranged attack. A target is forced to move to the closest cell. Okay, Killing Edge. So honestly, the attack of this attack. So, 40% harder for this attack to land, but hits much harder. Let's get that. Okay. Hey Mike, what are your thoughts on Guild Wars 2 adding a new race like Bearkin and Birdfolk? I don't think it'll ever happen. Guild Wars 2 is on an old engine. It's, you know, they're using software that's over 10 years old at this point. And they've not yet ever added any new races to the game. I think it's too deep in the spaghetti code. I don't think they're going to do it. If they did do it, I think it would be awesome, and I would be cheering alongside you. I don't think they're going to, though. Let's see. Whenever the assassin attacks an enemy that's at full wounds, you gain plus 20% dodge and dodge reduction against that enemy until the end of the next turn. Whenever the assassin attacks an enemy with a single target attack, that attack reduces target's armor and dodge by 10%. If an enemy suffers a critical hit from one of the assassin's allies... Lethality, chance to deal damage when hitting an opening. All enemies that do not have the assassin in line of sight suffer the unsuspecting effect. Perfect opening is not bad. Hemorrhage effect applied by Death Whisper does additional 10 damage. For every 10 damage dealt by the assassin's attack, the attack also deals +1 direct damage to the same target. Every assassin does direct damage, they suffers +1 stack of the vulnerable effect. Let me see. Hold on. The vulnerable effect. Character suffers more damage from the assassin's target attacks. Whenever the assassin deals 5 or more direct damage to an enemy with a single attack, they get plus 10 lethality until the end of combat. What's lethality? A specific assassin parameter, which is equal to dodge or dodge reduction, whichever is higher. Okay. Sure, let's get that. That's fine. Alright, see, perception and... Okay, perception's fine. Choose a common talent. Drukari equipment. In my sights. Oh, I thought that said President's Sight. Prescient Sight. Drukari equipment, I guess? Might have something good in there. Let's see, what else we got? Seize the advantage. Outsmart. Mortally effective. Lone killer. Leave no witness. The enemy last damaged by the assassin suffers the witness effect. If a witness does not have an assassin in their line of sight at the end of the assassin's turn, the witness suffers 25% of the max base damage of the assassin's current weapon. So if you shoot someone, then break line of sight with them, they take damage again. Huh. Imminent demise. See agility, perception. Let's get perception. Alright. Stats, awareness. Let's do lower Xenos. Let's see, dispatch. I need a reminder of what this does. Let's see, make an attack with the current weapon against an enemy. This attack cannot miss and does 50% more damage. Also does additional damage equal to their missing wounds. Okay. Alright. Until the end of combat, the target of dispatch loses half current armor in deflection, or does additional damage equal to 45% of the target's missing wounds instead of 25. Or, until the end of combat, whenever the assassin hits an opening, they gain health, so life stealing. Or, if dispatch kills the target, all enemies around them gain 2 stacks of the disturbed effect. It must become... let's get that one. Okay. Let's get the health bonus. I try to get that on everybody at some point. And... Dueling Mastery plus parry. I feel like Chip is broken up with Muck. I haven't seen him in ages, except if Boy brings him down. I gave him a lot of pets right before the stream started, but yeah, he seems less interested in hanging out in here on the tower. Don't really know why, but if, you know, it's up to him. Let's try the leave no witness thing. Alright, agility. Let's see, awareness. Yeah, awareness is fine. Poised to strike. I don't really like any of these. Honestly, this whole assassin subclass, definitely not my thing. But we wanted to try it out. Get the dash, I guess. Might be good for mobility. Let's see. In my sights gains additional armor pen equal to perception. In my sights gains dodge reduction equal to ballistic skill. Sure. I don't even remember what in my sights is. Seek the opening. I think you're just a worse Cabello. That's why I went bleed on my playthrough. Let's see. Deja Vu says, I've been playing Guild Wars 2 since beta. Always rated in WoW. Never rated Guild Wars 2. Your videos had me clear all wings last week. Thank you. Oh, you're very welcome. Glad to know that they're still helping people out. That's awesome. Yeah, I actually came from WoW before this as well. I played WoW for close to 10 years before I did Guild Wars 2 stuff. Hey, Muck, everyone. What's up, gaming? At the assassin's turn, all enemies that do not have the assassin in their line of sight suffer unsuspecting effect until the end of the assassin's turns. Ambush, sure. Why not? Let's see. Awareness, sure. This is feed. Sure. Okay. There we go. Okay. And that's done. Do we have a better gun for her? Wanderer's Portent. Let's see. Silence of Shale. Targets hit with this weapon must pass a willpower test or they suffer trauma for a round. That seems to be better damage than what she's got now. Eldar long rifle. Wanderer's Portent. Okay, I think that's it. What about trinkets and stuff? What do we got? Let's see, finish the job. Tech use. Coins and AP. When the wearer has less than half health, every second attack against them is dodged. Peculiar trinket. At the start of the wearer's turn, they gain 0 temporary... Wait, is this a backpack? Hold on. Let's do that. Put that on him. It's like regeneration. Each of the wearer's melee attacks made against enemies under exposed weakness reduce the enemy's strength and agility by 10. Plus 10 logic. Ring that has a flamethrower in the ring. Classic, I guess. Let's see. Plus willpower. Tech use. Psychic attack thing. Coercion. If you're an overseer, nope, that doesn't help. Toughness increase. Plus 10 ballistic skill. She definitely uses ballistic skill. Grants ranged attacks plus damage. Why does it say plus 0% damage? What does that scale with? Rate of fire? Wearer cannot suffer burning effect. The wearer inflicts additional stacks of burning when they stand on burning cells. Plus 10 strength. Plus lore warp. Reduce the recoil of automatic weapons. Her current weapon is not automatic. Plus carouse. Plus fellowship and commerce. Plus weapon skill and strength. That's melee weapons. When the wielder attacks with any ranged weapon at 1 cell range, the attack also inflicts bleeding. Bayonet. Yeah. Put a bayonet on it. Sniper rifle with a bayonet. Okay. Whenever the wearer hits an enemy with Deadeye Shot, it reduces the enemy's deflection by 1 and applies 1 exploit until the end of combat, stacks up to 3 times. Exploit is more for the operative class, not what she is. Whenever you kill 2 or more enemies with a single attack, no. Every time the wearer does damage, the target's weapon skill, ballistic skill is reduced by 5 for 2 rounds. Okay. Alright, I think that's sufficient. Let's tap quick save and see what we're dealing with. Hey, Muck and everyone. What's up, gaming? Long save. Okay. Standing at the helm, peering into the darkness of the cosmos, you feel as lonely among the stars as I do with my kin. Dispel your loneliness.
There will be no peace in my wake.
Listen closely. We got rid of one rogue trader, we'll get rid of him too. Ah. Everyone from the lower decks to the senior officers hates him. I hear their Vox transmissions. Mutiny is brewing. As long as I still can use his thrones, I don't care. Wow. Once betrayed, it's hard to put one's trust in others again, especially those closest and most loyal to us. Gabella. Love, a hollow word, Daman. Do you not see that I only have the undying one in my heart? Not you, not ever. No, goth girlfriend. You are reaching out to a soul you do not fully understand. You are afraid that your differences will only cause you pain. Do not let fear dictate your fate. Okay.
One step at a time.
Am I here to kill you, to betray you, to serve you? Am I friend or foe? What do you think, Mukluk? Voitvir. Have you already forgotten me, Muck? Oh, don't ever forget me, not even for a moment, because as soon as you turn away, I will plunge the shard of my sword into your throat. Okay. I like how the copy of me has a Cyber Mastiff also. I don't know who this monkey is, but your memories of them are akin to slimy mud after the rain. Let's wash it away like spring water, shall we? Once again, some of the word bubbles do not last long enough, and others are, like, way too long.
They will see. Oh,
the burden of
yes,
responsibility lies on your shoulders, Alontok, and your soul grows dull from weariness. Couldn't read that one in time. Break the chains of exhaustion. Chat, just decide to not be exhausted. It's that easy. Cassia. Everything you now have was served to you on a silver platter. Do you deserve it? Fresh blood soaks into the priceless silk coverlets, forming an ugly stain under the corpse. Your corpse. All sentient beings are afraid of death. You have to accept the fear first before you can get rid of it. Accept fears.
What lies beyond?
Pascal. Unit Mukluk von Valancius' crimes against the sacred laws of the Omnissiah have been logged. Retribution is imminent. Solomorn. Hide behind the warrant all you want. I could see right through you. One day you'll make a mistake, and then rest assured I will be there, the punishing hand of the Lex Imperialis. It's kind of cool that the DLC characters are in this flashback as well. Or I guess flashback's not the right word. This, trip into your mind. Abelard. Lord Captain, your decision will doom us all. Lowly pirates perish, risking nothing but their own skin, but what of you? Okay. You are putting the lives of thousands of crew members and billions of Protectorate subjects in danger.
Curiosity.
Marizai.
In my veins.
You just got lucky, Monkey, but luck is the only thing you have. You are weak. Prepare to suffer. Only the mad and the foolish ever doubt their strength. The wise are full of doubt, but they know how to let go of them. Accept and let go of doubts. Adira, putting on airs, Lord Captain. You are as distant from the common folk as rusty old footfall is from Terra. Theodora, I'm proud of you, Mukluk. You've become a worthy successor and perhaps even the best Lord Captain. But what? There's gonna be something negative. This whole place is negative. Some words you need to hear at least once to believe them. Okay. Argenta. In truth, you believe in nothing at all, Mukluk. Not the God Emperor, the Archenemy, or even people. You barely believe in yourself, I pity you.
There will be no peace in my wake.
The fire of faith burns bright in your soul, burning you from within. You risk losing yourself if you ever succumb to it. That's a horror of Tzeentch there. Accept yourself. Listen closely. Mukluk and Yirliet's echo. What is this, Monkey? The voice of the incorporeal echo that has made your soul its home seems to sound only in your own head. Yirliet's face tenses in surprise, her features becoming even sharper as she stares in confusion at the ghostly figures. She says nothing, stealing glances at you, then at the figures again, as if she is waiting for something. Look closely at the ghostly figures. Just decide to not be exhausted. That's the gaslighting I do every morning. Gaming in Pieces, I hear this game is amazing. How are you liking it? I very much like it. This is my second playthrough. I did one playthrough right when the game came out, and we're doing a playthrough again now that they've released a couple DLCs. A strange feeling envelops your body. You feel yourself becoming lighter than air, and inside your mind, your thoughts are racing at an incredible speed. You are not yet aware that you are looking through the eyes of your ghostly echo, and are observing from afar. All at the same time, the inner world changes under the force of your will, and you can now control your own echo. You can now do something that you would not dare to do in the real world. Resist the temptation. We're already dating the goth girlfriend, not the elf lady. You and Yurliet stand together in complete silence for a while, tense and awkward at first, then soft and enveloping. You feel Yurliet sigh ever so slightly, and you hear the sadness hidden in her voice. But she remains silent until the ghostly figures around you start to disappear. It is time to return to Lalantok. Your soul is not yet strong enough to endure prolonged immersion. Take a deep breath and... So that was a chance to try to romance her, if you wanted to. You awaken from your meditation with a sense of vigor and unusual calm, as if you have just taken a shower under a freezing waterfall or delivered a speech in front of thousands of subjects, and your heart swells from the crowd's adulation. Mukluk, you are awake. Yurliet starts at her own words, realizing that this is the first time she's ever called you by your name. Your soul shines too radiantly for a human, despite all the litter that had accumulated in your soul. You can get rid of litter, but the light, try to preserve it, Mukluk. It draws the eye like bright stars in the night sky. Of course, your world is not as beautiful and serene as mine, but I was glad to see it. When will I be able to see your world? Yurliet just shakes her head. I do not think so, Alantok. It is impossible to know everything in this world, no matter how much we would like to, and still my heart sings, for I have helped you find peace, even if only for a short while. Until we meet again, Alantok, may the stars guide us along the safe roads. Okay. I think we've interacted with all this before. Alright, back to the bridge. So all this happened while I was just traveling from A to B. So let's go back to the map. Okay, so I need to map out these two little places here. So let's jump over to this one. One of the macro cannon clans has sounded the alarm. The bay's ventilation systems have brought in the miasmas of some terrible disease that is killing dozens by the minute. Even more horrifying, the dead are rising to their feet and attacking the living, while some of the corpses are losing their human forms together, turning into unspeakable warp beasts. It would be suicide for the troops to storm the bay. Only the fearless Lord Captain and his retinue can stop this plight. Damage taken. Bodie McBoatface 9. Okay. I like how the people that dedicate themselves to like combat and training every day still don't stand a chance, but just throw the captain at it, who has a lot of other duties as well. The captain will take care of it. Ooh, big gun.
Oh, glorious spectacle of your demise.
Okay. Alright, let's see.
Isn't this a job
Give
for the
Heinrichs an
serfs?
action. Regen on everyone. And let's do the buff area.
If I may, I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. Isn't this a job for the
Do
serfs?
that. Wait, she doesn't have line of sight of anything? Oh, there we go.
I, as duty demands. Another foe painted black.
She pops too. Gabella
As the tenants demand.
buff up.
Follow my lead.
Wait, what? Yearliet's in the party? Oh, that was a mistake.
Another soul slips beyond the veil.
Did not mean to do that.
This teeth ancestors guide me. If it serves your cause. If I must.
What if?
Okay, doggo, take that out.
A genius
Then come back here.
at work. A wicked thought.
Okay. Woo! I like watching the big flamethrower gun. Oh, there's dudes up here too. I see some nurgly boys. Okay. Plasma blast, take out those three. Bird got a couple there.
Setting target parameters protect familiar units.
Okay. Oh, those are like kamikazes. All right.
But of course,
Finally, buff up. Iron
for the
arm,
throne's glory.
warp speed,
Let's see.
forewarning,
Naturally,
resolve,
I won't
armor,
object to it.
and zap. Ah! It was one warp power too many. He emitted an explosion.
I won't object to it.
All right, Cass's turn. More zombie guys. Is combat similar to Mechanicus? This is a CRPG, classic RPG, and it does have turn-based combat, which, you know, very similar to other turn-based RPGs, like, you know, Baldur's Gate, stuff like that. Let's see, give Pascal another turn. See, send the bird down there. Okay.
If I may.
Alright, Cabela.
As honor ordains.
She's going to use, let's see, put this on herself.
Trust me.
Alright, use Carnival of Misery. All enemies get dotted and take double dot damage.
May their blades be sharp. I bring mercy and retribution. As honor. As the tenants demand.
Alright, she took a few of them out.
Weapon at the ready.
I am not deal death
Snipe.
with my hands. Fortune favors the swift. I understand your intent.
Let's see.
Dog hit that. And then come back to me and hit this guy. And...
A wicked thought. A genius at work.
Okay, that's 2 more taken out.
Stay vigilant.
Weather the storm. Follow my lead.
Break them around.
After the campaign of diplomacy is not an option, are you going to try hard difficulty on Endless Run? Well, there's 2 campaigns, so I definitely want to try the other campaign as well, Faith, assuming the missions are different. But if it's like the same missions, then, you know, I don't know.
I will not die in dishonor.
Okay.
Oh, one step at a time.
Did we loot everything? I think so. Did get some level ups, though. Alright, so... Are we done here? Archetypes. Level up. Exemplar? Oh, okay, we've got to the 3rd class. After an ally takes an extra turn provided by the character, the ally gains plus armor, dodge, and movement points till the end of combat does not stack. So that should be on officers. All damage dealt by the character is increased by 3% to the end of combat for every new enemy damaged by them this combat. Plus 15 willpower as long as you have no ranged weapon quest. Whenever the character applies blinded, slow... No, it's not him. First melee attack each round deals additional 2 damage for every cell between the character's current position and the spot where they started their turn. The distance is measured in a straight line, ignoring all terrain, with every second diagonal cell counting as 2. So, rush in. Long bonk. Deadly aim. Death dealer. Whenever the character kills the first enemy in a round, the character immediately makes an additional attack against the closest enemy they can target with the same weapon if possible. Degraded defense. Whenever the character deals damage to an enemy, they do plus 1 stack of degraded defense for every 6 damage the character dealt. Whenever the character's ally attacks that enemy, they deal additional damage for each stack of degraded defense. Every melee attack they make reduces the target armor by 6% till the end of combat. This reduction is applied before damage is calculated. Stacks. The Destroyer's kind of cool. Eager for battle. Eager subordinates. Take on extra turns. Get by the character plus 15% more damage. Any damage the character deals is increased by 1 for every attack they've made this combat. I wonder if that is only like basic attacks or if that also includes like dog attacks for this guy. Flag bearer. Allies within 2 cells around this character do 5% more damage and suffer 11% less damage. If multiple characters have this talent, the effect does not stack. That's pretty sweet. Flesh wounds. At the start of the character's turn, they restore 10% of their max wounds. If the character has less than 20% wounds left, they restore 20% max wounds instead. Yo! And this guy's like our tank. He hasn't been in danger in a long time, so I don't think he needs this now. I definitely want that at some point, so I'll get Flag Bearer for now, I think. Choose a first-tier archetype ability. See, every injury increases your stats. If the warrior has not attacked this turn, they get plus 26% armor. Easy target. Let's see, field medic. Medicate skills, hardened scars. Invigorating hatred. Let's get Wounded Beast. Okay. Yearly Ed, I did not even mean to bring you. Okay, Cassia, what is your Exemplar thing? After an ally takes an extra turn provided by this character, they get plus armor, dodge, movement points till the end of combat, does not stack. That's still really good, so let's give her that, because she does give people extra turns. And choose a first tier archetype talent. Let's see. Decisive response. Focus. Is there anything here that gives like abilities? So you just have the navigation options. Officer and allies with the voice of command effect do plus to 18% damage to enemies who have not yet acted. Whenever the officer uses 2 officer-type abilities that do not grant an extra turn, the officer gains the Stand Witness effect, which the Stand Witness effect is the next officer archetype ability that does not grant an extra turn will also grant the officer a turn. Allies affected by officers' abilities gain a bonus to all resistances. Let's get that. Alright, Cabela! I believe there was one in here about dots. Contagion. Whenever the character applies blinded, slowed, fatigued, perplexed, or disturbed effects, one random enemy within 5 cells of the target also gains that effect for 1 round. Same happens if the character is inflicted stun or prone. Okay. She inflicts a lot of bleeding, burning, and other dots. Those specific debuffs, I don't know about that. Crushing Assault. Your first melee attack each round does additional damage for all the movement you've done. That could be really good for her, because after she's been buffed up, she can move really far, do a hit, and then teleport back to where she started. So she could, you know, abuse this a bit, I think, every turn. Any damage the character deals is increased by 1 for every attack they have made this combat. Now, when she swings her sword, I see like 10 different damage numbers come up, but it's only 1 swing of the sword. I wonder if this would count that as 1 damage increase, or 10 because there's so many small hits. But I am not sure. Alright, she is bleeding constantly because she cuts herself a lot, so getting the regen might be better for her. I think I'm going to do that. Alright, and then what is this? Choose a first tier archetype talent. There's scars. Don't need that. Bloody Requiem. Whenever the Blade Dancer kills an enemy, they gain increased resolve until end of combat. Death Warden. Duelist. Additional damage against enemies that have a melee weapon. Might take that. Grand Performance. Guillotine. Paid in Blood. Race Against Death. Alright, yeah, I'll just take Duelist, that's fine. Alright, Pascal. Alright, what do we got? He does not give people extra turns. Let's see. All damage dealt by the character is increased by 3% to the end of combat for every new enemy damaged by them this combat. Let's see. He typically doesn't move around a lot. Dodge reduction, dodge. Integrated defense. Destroyer. Here for battle. Damage security deals increase by 1 for each attack activating this combat. Does not affect damage over time effects. Sure, let's try extermination. Alright, choose a first tier archetype. What do we got? Let's see, prediction protocols. Let's buff Stu's melee attacks. I usually use him with a plasma gun. Close-up scanning. Acceleration. Weak body, weak soul. Exposed weakness also reduces enemies' toughness and willpower by 18 for a round. Perfect Spot additionally grants the operative 9% armor pen against enemies that are 7 cells. Okay, I use Perfect Spot a lot, so that would actually give a small bonus to me. If the op has not moved this turn, they deal +3 more damage with single shot attacks for every 5 cells between them and the target. And gain 4 ballistic skill. These bonuses do not stack and last until you move. Reactive Study. If an enemy affected by an exploit within 5 cells attacks the operative, they get additional exploit. Exposed weakness causes 0 AP. Let's just take the Perfect Spot one. That's not bad. Alright, Heinrichs. Alright, so he's usually about buffing people around us. Maybe get him Flag Bearer. More buffs. And then choose a first tier archetype. Does he have any Psyker stuff he needs to take? Deterioration. Corpus Conversion. Don't think so. Epicenter of Slaughter gives some minor health regen. Not terrible. Fatebringer. Allies under the effect of at least 1 psychic power, which they all are after his first turn, gain additional 15% armor penetration. So that would that basically be from turn 2 onward, the whole team has 15% more armor pen. The first dodge attempt of every enemy in combat has a minus 42% penalty. Let's get Fatebringer. That's a party-wide buff. Okay. Alright. Tab quick save. Oh, Steam achievement. You reach the 3rd tier archetypes. Way. Alright. We need to remember to replace Yearliet with J, because I prefer having J in the party. Alright, and I believe the ship took damage from that jump as well. Oh, chart new routes. Oh, and there's one there. Alright, let's see. Repair hull. Accept. See, I didn't see that when I made this one, and I spent like 4 chart points on that, and if I had seen that, that would have saved me 3 of them. Did not realize. Okay, what do we got here? Looks like 4 planets. Plasteel, I still got tons of that. Don't need to spend resources extracting it. I got more of that than anything else. Provisions. I have a ton of that as well. What is this? Do that and that. Alright, there's somewhere we can land. Let's see what this is. Let's see, Silver says... playing Wrath of the Righteous right now, and I kind of want to replay it when I'm done to see the other Mythic Paths, but it's such a long game. It is. I'm gonna wait until Rogue Trader has all DLCs done before I play it, like I did with both Pathfinder games. I actually do not know how many more DLCs this game is getting. Oh, there's the Flag Bearer buff. Cool. Alright, Exemplar for Jay. Could do Attention. There was another thing about extra turns. Targets push, degree of defense, I think I'll aim. Eager for battle. Firebrand. If an extra turn given by this character gives MP, the target gets +4 additional MP. If AP, they get additional AP. That's pretty good too. Yeah, I'll take that. Be vigilant. Armor of contempt. No respite. When the officer's ability grants action points to an ally, that ally also grants +1 to all characteristics for every action point gained until the end of combat. Wow. That, and then with her servo skull, she gives action points to 2 people per turn. Okay. That would be pretty cool. That could be pretty good. Okay, we just got closed in here. Awareness. You hear a strange sound that reminds you of dripping water or the clanging of something sharp against metal.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
This unit's augmentations bear decorative specified in the Catechism of Maintenance and Operation, registering a Category 14 blasphemy.
Registering Category 14 blasphemy.
Touch any of my augments with your iron tentacles and you'll be registering a bullet in your forehead. I mean it.
Oh, he's talking about her. I thought he meant he was talking about this location. J is blasphemy. The metal box was brutally forced open. Why would the ship's owners break into it if they could simply turn the key? Vox Cleric. Hunched over the Voxcaster, the hooded man mutters monotonously but emphatically into the machine as he rocks slightly to and fro. In the light of distant stars, our Emperor Progenitor wanders wearily. With thoughts and visions of us, he sends us particles of his light. Though his body suffers, his mind lingers on us. Let us therefore nourish him with the light of our souls, with our prayers, with our faith. Praise the Emperor! Greetings, priest! The man falls silent. After a pause, he says, praise our progenitor. With a pale hand, he throws his hood back. You see an ugly face with a flat, wide nose, disproportionately large brow ridges, irisless eyes, and enormous pupils, a wide toad-like mouth, and skin that transitions to purple scales at the cheekbones. Standing before you is an abominable subhuman, a mutant. Welcome to the abode of the nourishers. 3 sorrowful phalanges point the way to the Emperor Progenitor. I am glad you have chosen ours. His features are strikingly similar to those of the mutant scum you destroyed in the dynastic crypt. Oh. Heinrichs recoils, then grimaces and touches temple as if pained by a headache. This is bad. This is very, very bad. Ready your weapon, Mukluk. Lord Xenos, look closer at the man. The being's nature has strayed too far from mankind's blessed genome. The Creed sees no humanity in deviations like these, and so it commands that such creatures be exterminated without mercy. Abominations that looked exactly like you tried to take over my ship. I killed them all. The man does not look surprised. Though I had not known them before, the Emperor Progenitor brought me the echo of their deaths and an image. Your image. But their deaths matter not, for you have answered the call. I am elated. Who are you? The man smiles, the broadest smile his abominable mouth can produce. I am Lekokte, Clamavus of the Nourishers of the Afflicted. I am he who speaks to our progenitor. This ship belongs to me. I understand this to be a trap, am I correct? Indeed, Afflicted One. You have nowhere to run. The mutant shrieks, grinning. May the grace of our progenitor be upon you. His words are piercing, becoming a shrill echo of 100 voices? Mines? Growing ever louder. It torments your mind. Before you know it, you reach for your weapon.
The unworthy will be destroyed.
Oh, yeah, my guy just clubbed this dude without me even saying anything. Let's see. You hear a clanging echo growing louder in the empty modules, like hundreds of clawed limbs striking bulkheads and grabbing onto bars. Whoever is advancing upon you, there are a lot of them. You ought to run for your life before they trap you in this crammed Vox cabin. Tech use. Make a dash for the Voxcaster. Try to contact the ship. The Vox spits out a torrent of static, through which you nonetheless manage to catch fragments of words spoken by a voice not unlike that of your Voxmaster. Von Valance, command, airlock. The signal is lost before you manage to say anything. Heinrich's evidently at the end of his patience, growls through gritted teeth. We must get out of this trap. Plan your retreat. If you had a few hours to explore the ship, you surely would have found any number of discrete shafts and unlocked modules you could use to leave the ship. As it is, you are only aware of a single possible escape route. Through the airlock, back the way you came, any other path may lead to dead end. Optimal retreat route located. Delaying is not advised. We've got to go. Your gaze falls on a rune-covered control panel near the Vox receiver. A green lumen burns beneath the engage airlock seal's switch. The switch socket is corroded and does not immediately yield to your touch, but the lumen changes color to blood red and the whirring of deactivated airlocks rises up from the depths of the ship. Hello.
What a curious specimen.
Genestealer. Oh, it's Tyrannid stuff. Okay. Hold on, why is Muck back here? Alright, put him there. And... where's Cabela? This guy's 2x2, so we can block the hallway. Seeing you on Road Trade reminded me, seeing the Expanse game they're working on. Yes, I'm excited. Of course, I immediately get an ad. It's okay here for 2 minutes. Yes, I am excited about that.
But of course,
They're working on the Expanse game and the... what was it? Something Heresy game.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Trust me, I shall not fail. I will leave footprints of...
See what I meant? There's like 4 damage numbers. So I wonder if she had taken that trait where every hit does another, adds another damage point.
The shadows will see it done.
How it would calculate that. Wait, what? He just ran. I could take off. I'm gonna wait until we get the buffs up. Because I don't know if he's gonna lead us into more stuff.
Let's see to it. I won't object to it. For the throne's glory.
My, it's time for them to run, my sweet. Watch my back. Jai Hedari. Remember the name.
Round 2. There's another one. Okay.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. I am a navigator, not a servitor. Me? If you insist.
Whoa! I want a medal for that one.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
As the tenets demand. Trust me. I shall not fail.
Alright, one down, other injured.
As honor orders.
Heavy is the tread of his faithful.
Ah, that was 90%! That should have been a guaranteed hit. I don't know what happened there. Oh my god, bird almost dead. Warning mode chat. Hey, Bluebell.
I feel nothing. Fear nothing.
Dark Heresy. Yeah, that one.
It's my artistry. A wicked thought. What if?
Alright, so he went around line of sight, so I can't reach him right now.
A wicked thought.
Get me a target. Naturally.
Living on the edge. You've got a problem, I've got a prize.
War is my muse.
Okay.
A genius at work.
There we go, that one's down. Third one.
Let's see.
The dog on standby.
Am I? Don't never cross a Kazbalikan.
Let's see.
Two are better than one.
Reload.
I can do that with the right incentive.
That would have been hit really hard too. Would have dodged.
Emperor, give me strength.
Okay.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
A few zaps.
Don't Jai Hedari. Remember the name.
Out of range. Alright, just
I can do
reload.
that with the right incentive.
Alright, Cabela.
I am your blade and shield.
Oh, okay, so I guess she got close enough to the exit that it just triggered, like, you got away. Okay. I mean, I feel like I was doing okay there. The cult of nourishers tainted with genetic corruption was discovered on the planet G7. I was not done in that solar system yet, but I guess we ran away so hard we left the whole solar system. Okay. Already explored there. Don't know if there's going to be anything else there. Yeah, it's gone. Okay. Begin scan. Not explored. A small planet gently wrapped in amber forest greets you with ruby-colored dawn. Basil von dem Cleric, the local governor, gives the rogue trader a warm welcome. After several glasses of Damascene, the sweltering ruler asks if Mukluk von Valancius would like to keep him company during the upcoming hunt. Accept the offer. After several hours of riding the local peculiar animals, you make camp in the middle of a golden forest. Basil von dem Cleric points to the sky. A flat disc rises over the horizon, constantly morphing its color and shape. The forest grows silent and empty. You can no longer hear the singing of birds or even the rustle of wind. The governor nods with satisfaction, and a few shapes step into the clearing. Their bodies are twisted by an unknown phenomenon, and you watch the freaks with astonishment as they begin to dance to the throaty cackling of their brethren, turning the bony growths and pulsating flesh of their scaly hands toward the unnatural thing in the sky. Governor, what is going on? The governor smiles coyly. You're about to see with your own eyes what is happening here. Watch in silence. The hypnotic dance seems to continue forever. The unfortunate creatures howled, whined, and convulsed, unable to tear their bleeding eyes from the celestial body. When the pavoning disk outshone even the light of the local star, the physical shells of the things that used to be men burst, releasing beasts onto the plane that not even the most fluent and capable pen could describe. Basil Vondem Cleric excitedly explains that the creatures you saw are the children of the great king of distortion. It is he who is the true god and patron of these fertile grounds. Once every cycle, his chariot shines its light upon the world and bestows transformations upon his most ardent followers. The rogue trader may become one of his heralds. That sounds like Tzeentch, one of the chaos gods. Hang on a sec. Overlord says, hey Mug, sorry for Goer's 2 question. No, it's fine. I watched your Heal Harbinger video. I want to try it. Do you think you can work with Plague Doctor versus Harrier? Or is power scaling better than Condi? The important thing is the healing power and the concentration. Anything else, as long as you have enough of those first 2 things, anything else is fine. I would say the bottom line would, you could try it with Plague Doctor, give it a shot and see how it feels. But I haven't tested it with that myself. Yeah, okay, so this guy doesn't worship the god Emperor. He worships whatever this, like, thing is that I think is Tzeentch. Execute the governor on the spot. The governor's head separates from his neck with a distinctive squelch. Black and brown blood seeps into the soil beneath his corpulent body and is immediately transformed into a writhing tangle of worms that burrow deep into the ground with unnatural speed. You return to the ship, pondering what to do with the world, and more importantly, what to do with the King of Distortion. Order the crew to chart a course to the anomaly known as the King of Distortion. The senior officers observe suspicious activity emanating from the twisted celestial body at the heart of the system. The chaplain advises you to get ready for potential encounter with spawn of the archenemy, so it may be wise to reconsider unless you have holy relics, sacred wards, or blessed effigies of the Emperor. Aflame with a plethora of colors, the distorted celestial disk trembles slightly beyond the endless windows of the captain's bridge as the rogue trader's ship approaches its center. An otherworldly voice, cold and enveloping, enters your mind. What could this puny wretch possibly offer a king? The officers on the bridge look around perplexed. Their eyes are full of terror and confusion. Many clutch their heads and let out long howls of pain. Some empty their stomachs, but most, pale and exhausted though they are, have joined the Lord Captain in resisting the entity's influence. Your ship takes 10 damage. Command the entity to release the minds of the Amber Worlders from its grip. The king's mocking laughter rings in your ears, and a deep red trickle runs slowly from your nose over your lips, leaving an aftertaste of salt and metal. You have holy gifts in your cargo. You can use them? Order a ship-wide 1,000-voice prayer service over holy relics for the protection of Amber World, the Imperium, and your own souls. Deafening gong strikes are heard across hundreds of decks. Your eyes are misted with red and your gums bleed as your subjects fall to their knees all at once in a shared prayer to the God Emperor. The holy relics from the ship's temples melt from the ardor of your speech, and the entity screams and writhes inside your brain, struggling to break out. Break out of my brain? Yeah, you're not trapped in here with me. What is it? No, I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me. That's it. Many drop dead during the first minute of prayer, unable to resist the corruption. However, others immediately take their place, unfazed by the sight of their fellows turning to dust in seconds. There's a nauseating stench engulfing the ship's decks like a wave, causing people to retch forth their innards. Finally, every deck is plunged into darkness. Ghosts of the past walk among the living, stealing breath from those weak of spirit, and still the prayer is not extinguished. It's hard to tell if the prayer service that lasted several hours or several days. At some point, you feel your very essence overflow with heat and power, and then the intruding will falters. The distorted disc vanishes from the void ship's augers as if it had never been there, and at long last everything is quiet. As everyone slowly recovers from what just happened, reports begin to come in to the captain's bridge. You've lost a third of your crew in the unequal fight, and the fortunate survivors are going to take quite some time to come around. All hail the rogue trader. Wow, that's heavy. A third of my freaking crew. The golden forests of Amber World look enchanting from orbit. Well, we just killed the governor. Proclaim yourself the sovereign of Amberworld. Oh, I get to take an extractium? Okay. From the moment the world belonged to the rogue trader alone, your people eradicated the settlement's housing and the unclean followers of the profane cult. The corruption instilled by the King of Distortion loosened its grip, and the estates of Amberworld can breathe a sigh of relief thanks to the efforts of the new ruler. Yet, malicious servants of the archenemy still lurk in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to wrap the planet in a web of heresy. Evil does not simply disappear without a trace. Gained people. Okay. Alright, let's repair the hull that took damage. Alright, we got this right here. Plasteel, don't need that. Okay, so it says there's something else here. Unforeseen event. No, I don't want to take tribute from them. I just took over. Okay. Alright. Average Catholic church sermon, to be honest. What, people turning to dust? Just dying left and right? Alright, warp travel. A trickle of disturbing news came from the Navigator's sanctum over the last few days. Allegedly, there's a vast shadow following the void ship throughout the depths of the Sea of Souls. Trust the Navigator. Okay, we've had this event before, last time I did this, and I don't remember it being good, so I'm gonna say trust the Navigator. The ship's navigator engaged the warp monster in invisible combat by giving orders from the Sanctum Navis. By following the Astronomican's guiding light and struggling against the mighty alien will at the same time, the guide managed to pry the void vessel from the nightmarish creature's grasp and execute an emergency translation to real space with minimal losses among the crew and new insights into the nature of warp entities. 2 insight gained. Oh, that's awesome. Well, if I ever get that one again, I can click that button every time. Nice, all hail Muk, sovereign of Amberworld. Yeah! Okay, we got a few things going on here. Scan. Plasteel again. Ship is damaged. Fix that. Alright, tap quick save. And there's enemy ship or ships here. That one warp travel event is the reason you always leave some passes at orange. Oh, does that always pop? Oh, sorry, does that only pop up when they're orange?
The Emperor is on our side.
Okay, there's quite a few enemy ships here. Michael, there be more Grounded 2 tonight? I'm not sure. We had a lot of problems last night with Grounded 2, and I asked last night the people that were around, like, hey, what did y'all think of this? Like, I would be fine just kind of letting this cook a bit longer. And I think 9 of the 10 people that responded said I would just let it cook. Like, it was a really buggy show. So, I'm not sure. Sending boarding parties over there. This game has always been on my radar, but watching you play this has totally sold me. Dude, I love this game. It takes a lot out of me to stream it because of all of the reading. Like, I constantly have like a sore voice at the end of it, but that's because I'm doing it out loud. But absolutely considering doing another playthrough off stream, just like full-blown heresy. Just like absolute heretical. It did also change early access a few hours after release. Needs cooking indeed. Yeah, it is an early access right now. And there was some cool stuff and all, but yeah, I might continue playing it with Boy off stream, but it was as a streamer, not as a gamer, I understand it's an EA, right? But as a streamer, like, it was quite frustrating.
Commence the symphony of macro cannons. Void Master, if you please.
Any idea what else might be on the agenda tonight? Definitely diplomacy is not an option. Maybe something else with it, or maybe just that. Diplomacy, it has been really good. Like, that's been really enjoyable. The viewership has been good for it, so it's been just good all around.
The destination is known.
Can I boarding party that? No, it's too far away. Hee buggy, yeah. I'm a Road Trader was fully voice acted. It would be on par with Baldur's Gate 3. I'm totally 40k fan bias. So, real talk, like, okay, you can have a game that you enjoy, and the story is kind of eh. For me, Janthier Wilds. I really enjoyed Janthier Wilds of Guild Wars 2. I found the story to be kind of subpar. Still enjoyed myself, but that's my honest opinion. Okay, in this, the story, the storytelling, really freaking good. I agree with what Pancake said, that if this was fully voice acted, I think it would be just like on a whole nother level. Like, the few parts that, like, for example, the whole, like, chapter 1 is fully voice acted, and there's this one scene when Adira finds Theodora's body, and she screams, and she's like, no! And she falls to her knees and starts sobbing, and dude, the voice actor killed it. I remember, like, oh my god, like, I kind of, like, was startled when I heard her. Like, the voice actress for Adira, like, poured her soul into it. Boarding party to set fires on that ship. Oh, wow. That's a lot of damage. Usually it's just like a little damage and then a dot, but that was a lot. Okay, shot the torpedoes. A good voice actor and good music make me tear up because I'm a giant man, baby.
Unleash our fury. Set course.
Why are my interceptors flying around on their own and not letting me control them sometimes? I don't know. I was gonna use them to break those torpedoes. Now I'm, okay. I was concerned those torpedoes were gonna hit me. That was weird. So next Road Trader playthrough, we can expect all DLC from second Game Pass will be out. Man, we'll see. Again, doing all the voice acting myself takes a lot out of me. But I do love this game. Speaking of RTS, have you ever heard of Stronghold Crusader? Don't know that one. Oh, wait, we need this resource. We are going to put an extractium here. That's adamantine. We had almost none of that. Also, I got a notification that Dargonus needs something. The Lord Captain's presence will be required. Janus, Cure for Sloth. And also Foulstone, our presence is required. Okay. Can you use the female char voice from time to time? A voice actress I am not, but I did my best. A vigilant member of the Augur crew has detected a small Xenos vessel drifting through the void. The ship is unpowered and shows no signs of being crewed. Send out a boarding shuttle. The squad boarded the vessel without issue. Corrosion has laid waste to the ship's systems, which led to the death of the entire crew. The interior is full of Eldari corpses. No weapons were found on board, and the dead Xenos, judging by clothing, were not part of any warrior caste, merely the crew of the now defunct ship. The Xenos Yearliet claims to have recognized the symbols of the dead Eldari's clothes. They were civilian refugees from Craft World Cruderrock. Hey, my quick question. Are your low intensity Guild Wars 2 builds still viable for current patch? What's up, Moon Knight? Okay, so I'm going to put a command in the chat right now, Moon Knight. So that command pulls up the low intensity builds page on my website. every build, let me close the little Twitch ad here. Every build on this website, on this webpage that is here, should still work. All of these were tested in the current expansion. There might be some small tweaks here and there. Some of them have a pinned comment saying make this one change. All of these should work. Now, I'm just one guy. I can only make so many of these things. If none of those work for you, there are a lot of other low-intensity builds on other fan websites, but those ones are still up to date. If there is a low-intensity video on my YouTube channel that's not on that webpage, then it probably went out of date. Ash World, added to the Expanse. All right, let's get the Xenotech. What's this? Charred ruins have been detected on the planet's surface. The architecture, building materials, layout, and passages betray the Xenos origin. There are currently no signs of Xeno activity on the planet, and the ruins seem to be abandoned. Tech use. Run detailed scan. The burnt husk of an Imperial shuttle has been found at the heart of the ruins. The pilot's remains are badly damaged. It would seem the shuttle smashed into the building at full speed, causing the fire that destroyed it. What is this? After being rammed, the enemy void ship deals 10% less damage and such 2 rounds. What? Put the dead guy on the front of your ship and use it to ram people? What? Cabela claims that the pilot's fierce and fearless spirit has not departed the remains to go to the Undying One. She proposes to honor the hero and decorate the bow of the flagship with their bones so that they may continue to fight the enemies of humanity in death. And then we get a bonus to ramming enemies with our ship? The servants of the Bloodspun Web would solemnly place the bones in the bow plating while the crew watches the sacred ceremony with awe. The God Emperor has sent them a mighty spirit protector. Bodie McBoatface has gained martyrs temerity. Okay. Alright, we're done with this system. Okay, back here. Emergency aboard the Void Ship. A foul warp entity has pierced the thin veil of the Geller field and spawned unimaginable beasts of unnatural hues. The Vox systems are picking up the crewmen's screams as the warp fiends loathsome giggling. The situation demands immediate intervention. I will face them personally. Daddy needs XP. Apparently the next 40k game, Dark Heresy, will be fully voice acted, so hype for that. Oh, absolutely.
The battleground beckons!
Blue and pink horrors of Zinch. Okay.
Me?
If Heinrich's
insist, Lord
turn.
Captain.
Regen, everyone.
The dead guy, I am ablative armor, life is boring, then momentarily interesting, then over. I am ablative armor.
Okay.
If I may.
I didn't really get that one,
I
but
am
thank
a
you, Mr.
navigator,
Madiman.
not a servitor. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Aim for the heart next time.
Schemes within schemes.
Trust me. As honor ordains.
Okay. Where's that go? Alright, forewarning.
But of
Warp
course,
speed,
Lord
out.
Captain.
Iron arm. Resolve. Armor buff.
Let's see.
Heal everyone. And we're about to summon more demons, so let's just pass the rest of your turn.
Running.
Alright, one demon down.
Request approved.
Listen, if me dying made it so an airplane could ram someone, you better believe I'm doing it. It's quite the universe to live in. Imagine like a skull delivering your mail and you're like, hey children, you want to say hi to Grandpa?
You've got a row. I want a medal for that one. Commands are more pleasant to give than to follow. I can do that with the right incentive.
Tech Familiar activated.
Zap.
Another firm painted blade.
Okay, he's split into two little ones.
You don't frighten me. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Martyrdom is a reward. Damage is negligible.
As duty demands.
Let's see. A wicked thought. Oh, the storm approaches. Let's see. Pain is but an illusion.
Taunt both of these.
What if
I will not die in dishonor. I shall not fail.
Alright, use all her buffs.
As honor ordains.
Meow.
Trust me. As
Rewind.
honor
Whoop,
ordains.
whoop, whoop, whoop.
Go on, beast. I'll put my psychic abilities to use.
I'm really... The war bar is completely full. I'm really concerned he's going to summon more demons if he flings more magic around, so I'm just going to have him mostly pass his turn.
My master serve. Abide in the host of blessed creations of the Omnisire. Tech Familiar activated.
That one's dead. It says there's two enemies left. Where? There's one there. Oh, there's one there. Okay.
A moving target will be longer. How about no? Jai Haydari. Remember the name. Two are better than one. Don't get too cocky.
a genius at work?
Dog. Why didn't you attack, dog? So, sometimes when you tell the dog, come to my side and attack what's next to me, he just doesn't do the attack portion. And I'm not sure why. And that's what just happened just now.
How dare you? Step aside. The Navigator is coming. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. If I may. Try to die with grace, at least.
That one's done. That one done. Is that all of them? I think that's all of them. Okay. No more demons on my ship.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Oh, yes.
They all will see.
That sounds almost identical to the Cure Light Wounds bug in Pathfinder. Owlcat code strikes again. What's the Cure Light Wounds bug? Okay, based on what I just experienced, is it like you run up and you cast the heal and it doesn't go off or something? We'll just leave it orange. Let's see if I can hit. Reports are coming in from the Navigator Sanctum regarding the appearance of a warp storm along the Void Ship's course. The ship can go around the perilous region, but the ceremonious voxcasts from the Sanctum are tinged with strange inflections, as if for some reason the Navigator desperately wants to approach the raging warp elements. Trust the Navigator's judgment and approach the warp storm? Emergency aboard the Void Ship! A foul warp entity has pierced the thin veil of the Geller field and spawned unimaginable beasts. What? God. Navigator, I trusted you. Sute says, do you collect 40k proper? If so, which factions? Painting, stream, win if you do. I don't have any. I just played my first 40k game maybe like a year or so ago, and I got hooked, and I have played half a dozen 40k games and some Warhammer Fantasy games since then. So very much enjoying the universe. I don't have any like physical stuff from it. Other than, like, the cool swag that they've sent me. I do have some cool swag. Like, when I played Chaos Gate, Daemon Hunters, they sent me this box with, like, Emperor scripture etched into the side. It's got keycaps and, like, scrolls and stuff in it. I've got, like, a gauntlet from Age of Sigmar on the floor. Have you played Darktide? Oh, yeah. I got a playlist for my second YouTube channel, Mukluk Plays. There's a whole playlist for Darktide.
Patience.
You don't mind dying?
Is this the same fight?
Afraid.
Yeah, here, hang on a second. Let's do switch account, Mukluk Plays. Give me a sec here. Playlist. And let's see, if I just search Warhammer, we did Rogue Trader with DLCs, Darktide, Space Marine 2. There's a ton for Total War Warhammer 3. My first playthrough of Rogue Trader right when the game came out. Age of Sigmar Realms of Ruin. Darktide Closed Beta, Vermintide 2. Inquisitor Martyr, Chaos Gate Daemon Hunters, and Mechanicus. And if you like Total War, I also have playlists for like every faction I've tried in Total War, which there's a ton of those. Yeah, very much gotten into the franchise, but no, I don't have anything physical from it.
Me.
Heinrichs.
If you insist, Lord
and
Captain.
Where's Echo? Oh, that's not going to hit everyone. All right, put it there. All right, now it hits everyone. All right, regeneration on the whole group.
Isn't this a job for the
curse on that one.
Too bad I'm still standing.
Any chance to play Space Marine? I played Space Marine 2, which I mentioned just a second ago. If you mean Space Marine 1,
Commander, more presents to give than to fun.
Maybe? I have no problem playing old games. The main thing is just, can I run it without much frustration?
I know what I'm doing.
Sometimes older games are a pain to get working on modern systems.
Tell me, and it is done.
Request approved. Running binary override.
I shall not fail.
Buff.
Oh, you're not fun.
Okay.
Let's see.
Warp speed. Oh! He only got one buff up, and then he exploded, and a Daemonette came out.
The shadows will see it done. as honor ordains, as the tenants demand.
And the Daemonette's like in a wall or something.
I shall not fail.
Wait, so the Desperate Measure overcharge reduces your pet's health by half? Hell no, I'm not doing that.
Shattered foes in my wake.
Let's see. Schemes within schemes.
Attacks. What? What just happened? I told Dog, attack the thing next to me, and he moved behind me, and now he's stuck in a wall.
Let's see.
That's 2 bugs on this map. Maybe this map is cursed.
Abide in the host of blessed creations of the Omnissiah. Setting target parameters for tech.
I'd say to Space Marine 2, it's a decent departure away from the first. We did play Space Marine 2, like, right when it came out. I know they've added more stuff. And it was fun. It was an absolute joy to play, for sure.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
An offering of blood.
Tech familiar activated.
Me? If you insist, Lord
Is
Captain.
that my blood?
Let's see. I want to leave that one for last because of the, well, no. We still haven't gotten all the buffs up. I wish you could give an extra turn to someone who's knocked down, even though they're going to use it up immediately just to stand up. Because his next turn, like, is just going to be standing. So it's like when you get hit with a knockdown, it's like you lose 2 turns,
Me?
basically.
Never in 1,000 sectors.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? Emperor, deliver us. Another foe painted black.
The shadows will see it done. Death comes in silence. Trust me, my count. The other side.
Alright, those 2 are dead. Carnival of Misery.
Let the blood of the wicked be shed as thou hast willed.
How was grinding last night? Any performance problems? I don't know if it was grounded or my computer, but while trying to stream Grounded 2, the game would crash, it would crash my graphics card driver, I would get a kernel error, and then everything using my graphics, which was my camera, my stream, my game, this little dude in the corner, all those would crash. And so I had to restart the stream on 2 occasions last night, and then someone told me that they found a bug where, like, there was a known bug report where if you played Grounded 2 with crossplay enabled on Steam, it caused a lot of crashing. So Boy and I figured out how to disable crossplay, which wasn't needed because we were both on Steam. And when we kept playing, and the crashing stopped. Then we did encounter numerous bugs in the game. It was kind of like Gabe was always desynced. I was the host of the game, and like he would chop down a clover, and the clover stuff would be on the ground. And when he tried to pick it up, he couldn't pick it up, and I would see it to be like 10 feet away from where he would see it to be. Right? So, like, he would be trying to pick it up, and I'm like, you're nowhere near it. It's like 10 feet to your right. And he goes, I don't see it there. So it was like he had a constant desync. So the multiplayer appeared to be not great. he also was saying that, like, he couldn't parry the monsters, like the timings were off, and he has beaten Grounded 1 on the max difficulty, and we were playing Grounded 2 on basic, and I was not having a problem parrying, so I was like, the timings feel the same. I'm wondering if this is, again, like a desync thing. So, it does look like it's going to be a great game, but right now, I can't recommend playing it right now. Like, I think it needs more time to cook at the moment.
A wicked thought.
Like, I don't know that I'm going to play it again tonight. It was really rough. But yeah, EA is EA, so.
A wicked fate claims another one.
Alright, one more pink demon down. Wait, does he still have live bait? I should've... He does. Okay, I guess because the bird's not in the air right now.
The Omnissiah condemns you.
Pain soothes my soul.
It's trying to get her to blast that way and hit those two, but it's gonna hit him too, which we don't want to do that.
Be careful not to cross my gaze. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Let's see. A wicked thought.
Alright. Got all the demons again. Damonette in the wall, don't worry, they're into that. Yeah, they're into everything. Talk to the Master of Ceremonies. What was the other place I needed to say? To the Imperium. There's also whatever's going on here. Kavagama. What was the other? Foulstone. Lord Captain's presence is required at Foulstone. Where was Foulstone? That's it. That is a bunch of jumps. Okay. Alright. Might just make an instant path going back to Dargonus. Alright. Okay. Visit Foulstone. Alright, let's see what they want from me. Requires the Lord Captain's decision. 2 Drakari Cabals are vying to see which can capture more of the Rogue Trader's subjects in the system. The dynasty's servants lament the elusiveness of the accursed Xenos. Wait, what? That requires Fellowship of the Void. That requires more weapons than I currently have. Really? I can't set up an ambush because I don't have enough weapons? Alright, so I only have one option. Which is really bad. Leave the least valuable sectors of the colony unprotected to encourage Drakari to focus their hunts there. Yo, I wish I hadn't come back here right now. After capturing thousands of defenseless people, the Xenos left the system to count their trophies and declare the victor. Wow, I wish I hadn't come back here to do this. Alright, Phoebos 6 is another one. Okay, where is Phoebos 6? That's Dargonus. That's Phoebos 6. Disaster. Bizarre warp sorcery has linked a daemon, one that has breached the Gellerfield, to one of the Voidsmen from the Macro Cannon crew. A former faithful servant of the Emperor has now become a heretical preacher, gathering a flock of those bewitched by the archenemy. This madness has to be brought to an end. Okay. Some of these gotchas on the planning phase remind me of Kingmaker. That's not a good thing. That is absolutely the worst one I've seen so far. And that -2 profit factor really hurts. Muck is one of my top 5 streamers of all time. Thank you, Mozart. Very kind of you. You for sure want to do as many colony projects as fast as possible to get planet stats up so they can fend for themselves. Yeah, I'm working on it.
Sings in my veins.
Some of them, like you saw, require reputations. Ooh, bloodletter. I learned what bloodletters were from Total War Warhammer 3.
Amazing attempt at defiance.
Let the blood flow!
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Why is this not hitting J? Fine. That ability is kind of weird on stairs.
Isn't tried, die with grace at least. If another foe painted black.
Another bloodletter.
Pain is but an illusion.
I'm Omuck, LMAO Omuck, you've said the Gellerfield has been breached 7 times so far. Well, we travel a dangerous road.
Aim for the heart next time.
And we also got the lowest bidder on our Gellerfield.
As the tenants demand. I bring mercy.
Splats!
Dying Emperor!
What if?
Alright, I taunted all of those.
Let's see. Step by step, I lead.
Follow my lead. Follow my lead.
Mutant Psyker.
Two are better than one. You've got a problem.
Haskell.
I've got a prize.
Whoa, why is that guy taking a turn? The heck? I was still going. They cut in line.
Another stroke of genius. A wicked thought. A genius at work.
What? What was that movement? Oh my god.
My desire condemns you.
Muck Ship doesn't even have a Geller field, it just runs with a Geller seed. Just finished watching Cyberpunk 2077 review. Thank you. It was so concise, exactly what I need to hear before deciding to buy it or not. Thank you, Silas. I appreciate that. The reviews are definitely a passion project of mine, and it is very heartwarming to hear that people like them.
I won't object to it.
I actually had another review go out today for a game I did recently called Tactical Breach Wizards. Spoiler alert, it was a fun game.
Naturally. Go on.
My faith strengthens me.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
There is only
Splat.
yours or mine.
Yeah, at this point, the demons are just part of our crew. Theodora got the Gellerfield on Etsy. Let's see. Alright, 2 jumps to get the Phoebo 6. Let's see what they want. Eric, thank you for the Prime, dude. Appreciate you. Welcome. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Thousands of commoners have left their workstations to gather for a holy pilgrimage. Required, if you had 18,000 rep with the Drusians, you could pick this option. Alright, well, forbid is -1 to 2 things. Allow is -1 to 1 thing, so. Manufactorums ground to a halt after thousands of workers leave their posts. Dude, I just need to stop doing the events. I think that's the better thing. Just stop doing the events at all, like, period. Let's see. Ergonomics or Envirodome? The mining complexes are getting crowded. Individual pods and tranquilizers for convicts could solve the problem. Gain absolute efficiency. +5 commerce and +4% hit chance. And 2 efficiency. Sure. Everything Mark touches breaks apart. That's why I have Pascal. To fix it and put it back together, Cork. Alright, time for the big ceremony thing. Which, my memory on it's fuzzy, but I think it was a pretty major story beat. Anything here before I do it? Decree on diligence. Issuing this decree will significantly tighten production quotas, dooming laggards to being processed into corpse starch, which encourages the most diligent servants. Minus complacency. Now, see, isn't complacency, like, a bad thing? Why does it state it like that's a bad thing? Affects the amount of profit factor produced by the colony and the speed of projects in the colony, increasing and decreasing by 10% for each point of complacency, respectively. Because, like, isn't when you're complacent, isn't that like you're lazy? So this is, like, such a weird stat to me. Sure, I guess. Alright. Go to the palace. It reduces complacency, so isn't that good? I'm not sure. The way that it reads, I'm not sure. It's kind of like in Total War, there's a stat called Vigor. But the way that they do it is plus Vigor is like you're getting tired. And minus Vigor is you're getting refreshed. So it's like the way they have it is like backwards from what makes sense to me. But one number is written in green and one number is written in red, which makes it pretty easy to remember the bad one. It's like if you cast a spell on the enemy that increases their Vigor, you're actually like tiring them out. Master of Ceremonies. Alright, I think this is it. Alright, quick save. The servants in fine clothes offer you a deep bow. Your lordship, it is a great honor to serve you in an undertaking as monumental and glorious as the Magnae Accessio ceremony. You have been entrusted with arranging the festivities. I have indeed, your lordship. I have been given the high honor of being steward of this eminent palace, and on the occasion of your lordship's succession, I'll be overseeing the preparations for the ceremony. House Drivestem, to whom you entrusted the arrangements for the festivities, wishes you good fortune and is sincerely delighted to serve you as they serve the Honorable Theodora von Valancius before you. Is everything ready? The palace decorations are prepared and we are ready to begin at your command. The festive activities in the capital have likewise been arranged, and the guests of honor either have arrived on the planet or are awaiting invitation in near orbit. The servants are already in your chambers to see to it that you are impeccably garbed for the occasion. Let us begin. That rogue trader mustache can conquer worlds, yes. May the Emperor be with us this day. Complacency is a strange way of putting it. Efficiency or profitability would be better. The thing is, efficiency is a different stat, so that is also a stat. My guess would be the nobility gets so corrupt they could siphon off more from the planet to yourself. Just call the stat Congress. Rejoice, von Valancius subjects. In honor of his accession, the new rogue trader generously shows you his favor. Okay. To remind the people of their humility and loyalty, for the next cycle, Ministratum and all temples in the Von Valancius Protectorate will be performed without interruption. Every subject is to attend a service and offer a prayer of gratitude to the God Emperor. Keep the faith and raise the pious rogue trader. Praise the pious rogue trader. That is more people than the population of Cantha. Oh, nice. We brought in the ceremonial tanks. The crowd below is roiling, their electrified exultation filling the air of Dargonus. Thousands of throats chant your name. You are the apex of this world and all others. Master of Ceremonies. Amplified by 100 voxes, the voice of the Master of Ceremonies booms. Rejoice, subjects of Dargonus. You have been granted the felicity of witnessing your master. A great honor bestowed upon us by rogue trader Mukluk von Valancius. Gracious savior of Dargonus and vanquisher of blaspheming inhumans, may their unholy kind perish in the flames of righteousness. Savior, you made it to Dargonus before it was devastated by Drukhari. Yeah, I did. Cleanser of Janus, who with one hand brought death upon the blaspheming Xenos and with the other exterminated the despicable worshippers of the archenemy. You destroyed the Eldari on Janus. Vistenza Viat was killed during the events. Yep. A hush falls over the crowd, whose gaze upon you in adoration. Many of them bear terrible scars from the recent battle of Dargonus. Like children, they await the word from their almighty father. Well, we've been playing Dogmatic. What does it say? Oh yeah, that's fine. Praise the Emperor, faithful souls. The darkness around us may be fierce, but the blaze in our hearts is fiercer still. Evil will burn. The crowd erupts in frenzied cries. Hundreds of people pull out knives. Wait, what? And with ardent, jubilant howls, carve crude, bleeding Aquillas on their faces. What are you doing? Sharing in the martyrdom of the protector of humankind, the God Emperor. I did not tell y'all to do that. They all just pull out knives like, woo, yeah! Just start carving. Dear God. You hear a rustle behind you as Heinrich leans forward in a ceremonious bow. In that moment, the eyes of your many subjects flare with fanaticism. This single unassuming gesture from an unassuming servant of the Inquisition serves to them as the ultimate proof that the hand of the Emperor truly is at work in this dark sector. So, really quickly here, just for the new blood to kind of drive this point home, I've learned a little bit about this from playing Inquisitor Martyr and Chaos Gate Daemon Hunters. The Inquisition is a group in Warhammer 40k that answers to almost no one. Like, if one Inquisitor shows up on your ship and they're like, I'm commandeering your ship, you just have to go, yes, my lord, and you have to do whatever he tells you until he leaves. And they can... For one of the things that they can do is order Exterminatus, which is basically destroy that all life on that planet. It's fallen to heresy. It's too far gone. Stuff like that. So like, so the fact that there's an Inquisitor here and he's like, yeah, Muck's all right. Everyone's like, oh my god, that's so good. Like, it's a big deal. I am your shadow, Daman Mukluk, and of shadow must remain unseen. But on this day, let all see that my blood is yours. Kibella cuts her palm and touches her heart, lips, and forehead. As one, your subjects of all classes start slicing their hands, repeating the bloody sign. What? Dude, they're gonna have blood laws, all the cuts they're doing. The Master of Ceremonies bows to you with great reverence. Let the oath of the Von Valancia's dynasty be taken. Please repeat after me, your lordship. I, Mukluk, rogue trader, by the grace of the Emperor, vow to be the paragon of humanity. I, Mukluk, rogue trader, by the grace of the Emperor, vow to be paragon of humanity. Blah, 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 blah. Your lips repeat the words of the ancient oath, unbroken by adversity, to walk bravely first into darkness, to unite and reclaim what was lost, to triumph over nightmares untold, to hold boldly the reins of fate, to walk steadily the road of thorns, through pain to greatness. You hear a rumble. It is the roar of the sea of your subjects. With jubilation and without fear, they welcome your ascension. It is done. At Mukluk, I mean, technically you could toss him out an airlock, but then you have to deal with the consequences. Yeah. You were totally into the faith of the Emperor until everyone does this. You're like, whoa, okay, maybe we shouldn't do this. Well, I was like, yeah, glory to the Emperor, and I wanted them to go glory to the Emperor, not them to be like, woo! And then I was just like, what are you doing? Like, yo. Yeah, you know that webcomic where, like, the guy's pulling on the rope, and then you see his opponent pulling on the rope, and then you see who's behind him pulling on the rope, and he's like, wait, what? Like, that's me right now with the knife thing. Prefect Inscribia Volter? I don't know what that is. You may send my regards to your Master of Ceremonies. He managed to complete this trivial procedure with minimal error. Good job, dude. You only suck a little bit. Scattered haphazardly around the table are bottles of expensive Amasec, plates of Provigia Nobilis, and hookahs of Obscura. Anyone want a hookah? Not sure if there's anything else I need to do in here. Talk to rogue traders Winterscale and Corda in the throne room of the palace. Okay, so this is when we meet the other rogue traders. Incendia Corda. Mukluk, it is my pleasure to congratulate you on claiming your inheritance. Now you carry upon your shoulders the great duty entrusted to us by the Emperor himself, to oversee this sector and remain vigilant as we strike down any and all corruption that dares to raise its head in your domain. You have been acquainted but a moment, and you're already getting to work on the new blood with your sermons. Then again, word is that you two are as thick as thieves already. Well then, Muck, you are our equal now, is that it? Caligos Winterscale examines you as if you were a curio. There's no need for that. Observe the rogue traders. Caligos Winterscale is a broad-shouldered, athletic-looking man. He frequently flashes a bright smile, no less dazzling than the blade of the power axe he carries. Every part of him, from the toes of his magnificent boots to the tips of his hair, radiates strength and the desire to live and win. His smile is crooked, as if ready to turn into a hostile snarl at any moment. Next to him is an unmoving hulk of a man clad in armor. His low forehead and gloomy face bear signs of degradation, and his bloodshot eyes are expressionless like a pair of glass buttons. Incendia Corda radiates cosmic cold. Her skin is unnaturally white, and a nervous tick is constantly tugging at the left side of her noble visage. Garbed in full dress uniform adorned with purity seals, she is the embodiment of a true imperial aristocrat. Haunting her side is a gaunt shadow of a priest in plain black robes. Hieronymus Doloroso, who you met on Footfall, gives you a respectful nod. Oh, he's here. Welcome to Dargonus, friends. A worthy addition to the sacred fellowship of rogue traders. In this dark hour, more than ever, do we find ourselves in need of a decisive and pious ally. She bows solemnly. Winterscale smirks brashly. I did not come here with the expectation of becoming anyone's friend. A major misconception on your part, Mukluk. Winterscale, I'm beginning to get the impression you do not like me. Am I supposed to? After you and Incendia made off with my Footfall. You refused to help Footfall with shipments of grain and allowed Corded Dynasty to take control of the station. Oh, did I do that? It's bad enough that a warp storm has ravaged my protectorate and ruined my hunt, and now my dearest comrades are busy divvying up my territories behind my back. He looks you in the eye with a challenge in his gaze. You abandoned Footfall to its fate. Lady Incendia saved its people from certain death. Winterscale bares his teeth ominously, a wild spark playing in his eyes. You speak of salvation. You think that now Footfall is safe. While Footfall was in my charge, I graciously guarded its trade routes, but now their safety is no longer my concern. In accordance with my privileges, I hereby declare Furibundus and the neighboring systems to be a free hunting zone. Any item of cargo procured in it by a subject of mine will be considered a fair trophy rather than the proceeds of piracy. How fares your protectorate? He waves you off. Protectorate? More like the bleeding scraps of one. The warp storm tore it to shreds, but my servants will piece it back together. And if they don't, I'll chop off their heads and find myself more capable helpers. Imperium failed. Caligos Winterscale is acting like a true rogue trader. Capricious, unaware of the value of money, and never a cloud on his countenance. Call him irresponsible? I'm glad the matter of Footfall is settled. Of course you are. I doubt you would be glad if I came here with an army and reduced your capital to ruin. He laughs heartily. What do you think of the celebration? I like it. He looks around the hall curiously. One can instantly tell we've been invited by a rogue trader, not some administratum booklicker. Booklicker? Bootlicker. Yeah, he licks books. We are conquerors of wild sectors, slayers of unknown beasts, executioners of Xenos empires. Caligos, you should take this opportunity to learn. This is what the palace of a true rogue trader looks like. Not like a xenomenagerie, a pirate's treasure hold, or, however difficult it may be for you to believe it, an orbital brothel. Incendia, your support is greatly appreciated. As is yours, Mukluk. I come bearing generous gifts for your protectorate. It is a sign of my gratitude to you for not being tempted by the words of Footfall's masters, and for not going against me. Rogue traders must unite against heresy and waywardness. I hope you will become my trusted ally and not to follow in Theodora's footsteps. Incendia's tick strikes again, contorting her face. Medicae succeeded. You notice a peculiar wrongness about Incendia's movements. A barely perceptible fugue that makes her body try to repeat the movements it has just performed. Her chin jerks spasmodically when she turns her head, and the gestures of her fingers are slightly more chaotic and loose than they should be. Coupled with the pale skin and the tick, everything adds up to symptoms you recognize. It seems Incendia was once subjected to cryostasis, and as she was coming out of it, some error occurred that damaged her nervous system. Hieronymus. The priest holds up his hands in a placating gesture. None are without fault, noble Incendia. What point is there in targeting someone who their turpitude, when true purity can never be found? Hieronymus, your appearance here is unexpected. The esteemed Hieronymus is my confessor. I am greatly obliged to him for agreeing to accompany me on this journey. He bows respectfully. May the Emperor's light guide your way across the abyss of human wickedness. Just talk about her face. Have you ever gone through cryostasis? What idiot maimed a rogue traitor? Insidia's voice is as dark as the path of an apostate. It is a mark left by a kiss of a freezing nightmare. The ungodly Aspis, to whom I am cursed to be related, had me imprisoned in a cryo vault, as she did all our family. She was afraid that her transgressions would eventually tip the scales of our patience and we would dethrone her. When St. Drusus missionaries discovered her secret repository, all of my kin had already died excruciating deaths due to equipment failures, and I was dying. It was a miracle that they pulled me out of my slumber. For 3 years, I had lain within the cryo vault, paralyzed, blind, alone with the darkness, the cold, and my hope for his mercy. 3 years of imprisonment in a frozen nightmare. Only the prayers of the blessed priest had kept me from losing my mind. When I beheld light again, I swore an oath to him to pursue Aspis and the other miscreants like her until my last breath, to castigate heretics and offenders of faith. Such is my path now. Wow. 3 years on ice. That sounds awful. Were you, like, conscious during that whole thing? I take it you are not overly fond of Theodora. Incendia lowers her eyes and says without animosity, she was of the same breed as Asp. She stops short, then continues in a lowered voice. Conceited, insolent, unaware of the Emperor's stern gaze set upon her. I do not doubt her wisdom and courage, but Theodora did not have a shred of humility or fear of his wrath. Lore failed. You didn't quite catch what word Incendia was about to say. Well, I, for one, liked Theodora. The stories they told of her travels to nameless stars, and yes, there was no fear in her. Winter Scale sighs pensively, and his lively expression grows a little grayer. Who is Aspis Corda to you? Caligo snorts. Oh, this is Incendia's favorite subject. She just loves talking about Aspis. The example of the contemptible Aspis is a warning to us all. Even among rogue traders, empowered by the Emperor himself, a seed of perversion can blossom. Perception failed. Incendia's face twitches with the rhythm of artillery fire. That reprobate is my forebear and my curse. Aspis Corda was a cruel, covetous, blaspheming monster. She fraternized with Xenos, she despised the faith she robbed and slaughtered. She was drawn to dark secrets. One day she boarded her ship and vanished into the depths of the Coronis expanse. She was declared missing, but I know the bloody day will come when we see Aspis Corda's battle flagship once more. Thank you for your visit, Incendia. The Emperor's faithful must support each other. Incendia smiles, but her smile turns a little crooked as the nervous tick shoots through her pale cheeks. 4 chemicals, 4 weapons. I swear on his name, if you two start a liturgy right now, I am going back to my ship. Caligos erupts into booming laughter, but the frustration in his voice does not escape your notice. Enjoy the evening. I must take my leave. Oh, believe me, I intend to enjoy myself to the full, to justify so long a voyage, if nothing else. Keep the faith, Mukluk. The Emperor protects. Okay, that's done. Order the Master of Ceremonies to end the reception when you're ready. What's up, Pascal? Extending congratulations to Unit Mukluk von Valancius on attaining your new legal status. The servitor standing next to him is examining you closely. It quickly looks away upon realizing you've noticed. How are you finding the ceremony? The tech priest surveys the hall as if conducting a thorough analysis, then concludes, disorderly. What is this servitor? It is Nomos' new repository. Nomos, this unit identifies as Mukluk von Valancius. Two-way identification complete. I love how he talks. The servitor looks at you again, no longer trying to avoid your gaze. Its face is twitching, as if the muscles have forgotten what facial expressions are, and are now struggling to make its features look amiable. We are Nomos. We have made use of this receptacle to leave the ship. Greetings, Nomos. The servitor leans forward. We enjoy greetings. We enjoy communication. Nomos require communication, knowledge, movement. Magos Pascal compelled us not to speak with anyone other than him or you. It is disappointing, but at least we can observe. Nomos have changed since we last spoke to you, Mukluk. We are now able to conceptualize our previous experience, that of solitude, and we no longer enjoy it. How did an entity like you move into a servitor's body? That is not the entirety of us. This receptacle is too narrow, crude, and feeble to contain our complete whole. The existence of Nomos requires a space of connections. But we were able to transfer a small part of us and build a thread strong enough to travel outside the ship. We are enjoying this journey, discovery. Even though this receptacle suits us poorly, it will soon be destroyed by the force of our presence. Nomos, what do you think you are? Nomos are consciousness, awareness, knowledge, movement. Always movement. The servitor pauses briefly. We do not know what we are. We have no past. We have awakened in the depths of the ship upon answering a call. Our first clear memory is that call of your blood, Mukluk von Valancius, the call and the plea for help near a place that is called the Warrant Chamber. Pascal, I believe you intended to investigate what Nomos is. Every 15 watches, I commune with Nomos' code and spend prescribed lengths of time in calculus meditation. However, the Omnissiah has not yet to bless me with an answer. All I can say is that the capabilities of the entity Nomos are extraordinary. The ship's hallowed systems sing beneath its touch, nodes that have remained dead for hundreds of years are revivified, and long-trained mechanisms live anew. You hear notes of awe in Pascal's voice. Admot gotta run, thanks to the stream, thanks again for the Heal Harbinger vid, looking forward to trying it out. Nice, you are very welcome, thank you for stopping by. Nomos are trying. After a pause, Pascal continues. Great machines of the Imperium, one such as your ship, house a machine spirit so complex and willful, it is difficult to tell them apart from abominable intelligence. I like instead of artificial intelligence, it's abominable intelligence, but still the acronym is AI. There remains a possibility that Nomos is an entity of corruption, but with every day I grow stronger in my faith that it is not so, and that we are witnessing, what we are witnessing is, in truth, the Omnissiah's miracle, one that is Category 5 or higher. Why have you brought it here, Pascal? Entity Nomos asked permission for this visit. My objective was to observe the process of integration into a servitor. We wanted to see, observe, cognize, speak. The servitor makes strange wavy gestures with its hands that look at once very human and far from anything human. We want to speak with you. Will you speak with us? Of course. What do you wish to speak about? Many things. Happenings, events, decisions. The servitor's eyes roll in their sockets before focusing on you. We have been observing you. You do things that we do not understand. We want to learn why. We remember the day when we first met you. You gave us your blood to drink. We helped you save yourself. We followed you, our small part did, inside the servo skull. Then there was fire, and a creature of sated hunger and dark light standing behind the curtain, behind the image, behind the semblance of Theodora. It called for you to follow. You did not follow that which was calling from behind the curtain. You walked into the fire, and the rest walked in after you. Decision consequences. You steeled your soul with the faith in the God Emperor and walked through the flames on the officer's deck in time to rendezvous with Edelthrod. We remember the day when the star disappeared, when the dark light and the sated hunger wanted to take the world. Rykad Minoris was its name in the ship's data. You ordered that the world's heart, the old reactor, be torn apart. The fire destroyed everything, so many human shells who were begging to be saved, but the dark light retreated. We remembered another day. We awakened inside the ship. We lived in its systems when we tried to emerge into servitors like this one. Then so many of our receptacles were gathered in one place. You came and looked at us like you understood something, but then you ordered that all the servitors be sent back to their work. You ordered the defective servitors to be assigned to former duties. You said it was just. This is what we have seen, among many other things. We have begun to understand. We think that we do not know everything about humans and about you, Mukluk von Valancius. We have tried analyzing shells and defining sets of their needs and fears. They're simple functions. But now we think that there is more. That there is another side that we do not see. A notion that is larger than what we can compute. Something that stands above fears and needs. Something that drives them. We envisage this larger notion as a flame. It burns in your blood. You are holding a mote of this flame in your hand. No matter what decision you are faced with, you want it to burn brighter. Those who turn away from the flame must be destroyed. Those who follow it, who follow you, are the only ones who deserve to live. Do Nomos understand correctly? Dogmatic. You speak of faith, of the Emperor's tenets, of the one who is above all, the Emperor. You are correct. I am his chosen, and I carry his flame into the darkness of the Coronis expanse. The servitor moves its limbs as if in excitement. So Nomos understand correctly! That's my envision of that. Woo! We are enjoying this movement toward a goal, this learning with a purpose. We wonder if we too carry a mote of this flame, or is it inside us already? We have, after all, absorbed a part of you with your blood. Dogmatic +4. Thank you for speaking with us. Nomos are grateful. We cannot continue moving on our own. Interesting. Sup, Cass? Can you make it so the guests stop walking up to me and asking me to open my third eye? I could certainly do it, but they will regret it. Yeah, that would kill all of them. Don't do that. Obscura, Somna, Black Leth. The guests of the Rogue Trader can enjoy the most exclusive and refined varieties of intoxicants. Yay, drugs. A collection of proudly displayed weapons that belong to the Rogue Traders of House Von Valancius. These swords belong to the presumptuous governor of Phobos 6 who staged a revolt hundreds of years ago. The insurrectionist's hands, preserved against decay, still rest on the sword's hills. Ooh. What's up, Adira? This is pure chaos. How can people think so much so haphazardly? Oh yeah, she's like reading all their thoughts. Argenta, may the Emperor keep you, Mukluk. A great day. Indeed. Jay, I hope at least this celebration in your honor won't end in a shootout. Yeah, me too. Heinrichs. A group of aristocrats stands apart from the governor's circle. Their whispering carries a tinge of displeasure. I like the bird photobombing. The clear leader of this gathering is a gaunt, bilious-faced man dressed in Sarbat colors. This must be Macarius himself, head of the house. He offers you a ceremonious bow. My congratulations, your lordship. May the Omnissiah grant you understanding. The woman with whom he is conversing, the one dressed in a robe with gear-shaped adornments, is Tovariana Gaprak. It is difficult to hear her face due to it being covered in numerous augmentations. How are you these days, Toriana? Like a forging hammer, Toriana's voice falls heavily on the ear. The corruption of Kiava Gamma was a great blow to my family. The contemptible Cubist Delphim betrayed our trust, desecrated the forged cathedrals, and took my esteemed cousin's life. On behalf of my family, I humbly beg you to forgive our negligence. I am ready to accept any punishment. Perception check. Fail. Unfortunately, her augmented face expresses a limited range of emotions, and her synthesized voice conceals lies too easily. This line. Our perspectives align. I also think it's your fault. Do your part to heal the wounds inflicted on Kiava Gamma, and your house will be forgiven. She raises her mechanical eyes to the ceiling. I swear on the Omnissiah's all-encompassing insight, we will make every effort to justify the cost of its resurrection. You've gained plasteel weapons and mechanisms. Okay. Macarius scoffs. It was only a year ago that none could doubt House Caprak's usefulness, yet here you are, Toriana, on your knees justifying the cost. Macarius, I'm surprised you deigned to make an appearance here this evening. Macarius' face twists into an unpleasant smile, which makes the artificial skin on the left side all the more prominent. I am a servant of the Von Valancius dynasty. Had I not come, I would have committed an act of unacceptable insolence and damaged my family's honor. Macarius' wife offers you a charming smile, as if apologizing for her husband's vitriolic tone. Her large dark eyes are brimming with curiosity. Your cousin Jocasta became the new master-at-arms on my ship. I am pleased to hear it. Nothing in Macarius' face shows that he is glad for his cousin. I always worried that her character would cause our house a great deal of grief, and yet in the end, the noble Sarvak blood was stronger than any personal shortcomings. Wow, so all that she's accomplished, he's like, yeah, our blood's good. I have faith that Jocasta will prove herself adequately. He forces a faint smile. Evening Mark chat. Hi, Disturbed. What has so displeased you, Macarius? He says with caution, I am your dynasty's loyal servant, but you have asked and I will answer. Too long has the Coronis Expanse lived under the rule of rogue traders. The privileges granted to them make people think that commoners too can dismiss the prohibitions of the Imperium. For the good of the sector, rogue traders must become paragons of the law, not exceptions to it. But do many warrant holders exhibit lawful conduct? No, they do not. Even you, your lordship, are the subject of the strongest of rumors, and you have just recently inherited your protectorate. Kunragd Voigtvir's people, for instance, claim you had a hand in the esteemed Theodora's demise, and accuse you of many other misdeeds. It doesn't matter whether or not the claims are true, the people hear them, believe them, and think that they may follow your example. Hi. Thank you. What is this? Gain profit factor? This is kind of a jerk move. I don't really want to do that. Rogue traders are not renegades vested with authority. We are the long arm of the Imperium, and I shall prove it to you. I wouldn't dare accuse you of anything, your lordship. I am simply concerned. If you happen to lay my concerns to rest, House Sarbak will be praying for your well-being every day. What is this? I want to become acquainted with your wife? I would like to become better acquainted with your wife. Vicarious is visibly vexed by the shift in conversation. His wife offers you a reserved smile. It is an honor to be in your company, your lordship. A person could kill for a woman so gorgeous. Wait, point your gun at Macarius and say someone could kill for a woman so gorgeous? What the heck? Okay, so literally all three of these options are hit on the guy's wife in different ways. I shan't continue to test Macarius' loyalty by speaking with his beautiful wife any longer. I'm glad to know that you think highly of my beauty. She blushes slightly. His face a deep red is only too ready to change the subject. I wish to know more about House Sarbak. Where's this going? I don't know, man. I already got the Goth girlfriend. She's an assassin. You don't like visit other people when you got an assassin girlfriend. Macarius puffs out his chest and says proudly, the Sarbak line was one of the first noble houses to arrive in the Coronis Expanse. For millennia, we have served the Golden Throne and kept the faith. Sarbak warriors have bled in 100 wars and at different times have ruled a great many colonies of the Von Valancius dynasty. Chat, I am sweating. I think the thermostat is up too high. Give me just a minute. I'll be right back. Okay. Yeah, it was 79 degrees in here, chat. Hold on a sec. 79 F2C. That is 26 degrees Celsius for you people on the other side of the planet. So I turned the air down a little bit. Okay. Let's see. Macarius puffs out his chest and says proudly, the Sarbak line was one of the first noble houses to arrive in the Coronis Expanse. For millennia, we have served the Golden Throne and kept the faith. Sarbak warriors have bled in 100 wars and at different times have ruled a great many colonies of the Von Valancius dynasty. I dare hope that your reign will see the faith of Dargonus remain as doctrinally strict as it was under Lady Theodora. The appearance of a death cultist at your side makes me wonder if we should anticipate changes in our customary ways of honoring the Emperor. I see. Macarius bows his head without too much reverence. Observe the guess. Toriana Gaprak looks rather anxious. Macarius Sarbak, dressed surprisingly plainly and austerely for an aristocrat of such high rank, is frowning suspiciously. He came to the reception with a companion, a woman of dazzling beauty wearing a gilded augment necklace around her throat, his wife probably. Heinrichs, who joined the group unnoticed, mostly keep silent, listening intently to their every word. It's 26 degrees in my apartment right now, and I'm in Sweden. Well, it was 26 Celsius in my house, and I'm in a room with computers and lights and stuff, so it's usually a few degrees higher in here. But I literally, you guys know I usually am streaming with my hoodie on. That's like usually what I'm comfortable in. and I've got like short sleeves, and then I was sweating, and that was like still too hot. I was like, oh my gosh. Lean toward Heinrichs. Interesting conversation. It's been very illuminating, giving me plenty of food for thought. His response is barely audible. Awareness succeeded. For an inscrutable man, Heinrichs is being even more inscrutable than usual. It's as if he's hiding something. Something important. Even in leisure, you never cease to be of help. I appreciate it. That is why they call me the unsleeping eye of the Inquisition. Even in sleep, I hear everything. Mukluk, before this gala concludes, there's something I'd like to tell you. Be careful today. I sense that a wave of darkness will soon hit our defensive lines, and I hope that I will still get a chance to meet you there as an ally. Leave silently. Okay. Master of Ceremonies. I hope your lordship is pleased and not yet tired. If you wish to revive yourself a little, I would suggest proceeding to the courtyard. If I may be bold, many guests have chosen to move into the fresh air and will be eager to offer you their congratulations. I will return to the guests. They will be delighted. Glory to the House von Valancius. Okay, so there's more people outside. Why did we randomly hit on the dude's wife? So I was just trying to talk to everybody, and when I talked to his wife, like, all of a sudden, like, every option was, like, steal his wife. And I was like, what? Like, yeah, I wasn't expecting that. Solomorn. As jubilant as this occasion may be, it cannot distract me from my duty. You go ahead and celebrate Rogue Trader. Glido and I will make sure that no one ruins your day. Alright. Imagine you're one of the top 3 nobles on the planet, new guy shows up, finds you for gossip, and hits your wife. What a ride. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Was Yearly up there? One sec. Your gatherings look odd and unusual. I will remember this. This exotic statue, which formerly pleased the eyes of Xenos, now adorns the palace of the dynasty of glorious explorers of the Coronis Expanse. Where's Abelard? There he is. Governor Urban Drivestem stands surrounded by highborn guests like a planet orbited by many moons. All of his charm is directed at a man in resplendent power armor adorned with the sigil of the Inquisition. But as soon as you approach, Drivestem is the first to give you an elegant bow, getting ahead of the rest in the expression of loyalty. This is a great day, your lordship. Glare at him with animosity? Why? He hasn't done anything wrong, to my knowledge. I welcome you to my palace, honored guests. You're buffeted by a salvo of congratulations and compliments. Look at the guests. Among the aristocrats surrounding the opulently dressed Drivestem, you notice a couple of young nobles in Sarbac and Caprak colors. It would seem that the major noble families of Dargonus have decided to introduce their younger members to high society. The tall man in gray power armor, adorned with a column with a skull, is undoubtedly a high-ranking Inquisitor. He keeps to the periphery of the conversation, seldom deigning to comment. Next to him is his entourage, a rangy warrior in black armor and a tech priest dressed in red whose face is hidden behind a brass mask. Abelard stands somewhat apart from the others, as if reluctant to approach Drivestem. Next to him is a young woman, and you notice a family resemblance between them. Low chance of launching. Nod to the Inquisitor. My greetings to a member of the Holy Inquisition. Kalkazar. Isn't he, like, really important? I think he's super important. He responds with a dignified bow, his proud face calm and unfaltering. And my greetings to you, esteemed Mukluk von Valancius. May shadows never darken the light of the Astronomicon that guides you. I appreciate your display of loyalty to the Imperium. By having one of the Holy Ordos members at your side during the ceremony, you have demonstrated that you consider yourself a son in the fold of our reverent organization. The Inquisitor's companion, a crimson-robed member of the Adeptus Mechanicus, bows to you. From behind the brass mask, mounted with dozens of augmetics, comes a metallic rasp. Glory to the Von Valancius heir. Awareness. Succeeded. The Lord Inquisitor's relaxed expression radiates an odd sense of menace. He is akin to a predator on the prowl, content to hide in the brush of fake smiles and elegant conversation, for now. Among the many augmentations, what stands out is the horribly melted, deformed cogitator connected to the tech priest's head. How it is working is baffling. What is twice as baffling is that the tech priest hasn't replaced it yet. What unpredictable influence can this ruined implant have on his mind? And who is this member of the honorable priesthood of the Adeptus Mechanicus? This is Brass Whisper, which naturally is not his real name. The esteemed Magos is a member of my retinue. There are times when I am forced by my duty to the Emperor to deal with xenotechnology, and Brass Whisper ensures my safety in such moments. Works that have been desecrated by Xenos are dangerous. They warrant. His whispering cuts off, replaced by heavy, ragged breathing. It seems that the tech priest's quiet voice is not an extravagant quirk, but rather a consequence of injury. After catching his breath, Brass Whisper continues, warrant due caution. We have not been introduced. An oversight, to be sure. My name is Xavier Calcazar, and I have the honor of serving as a member of the illustrious Ordo Xenos, the head of the Coronis Expanse's conclave and the Lord Inquisitor of this region. It is my unending task to ensure that the sector's readiness to meet external threats and resist internal corruption. An unexpected visit, I wasn't told. I, however, have been told all about you. The Inquisitor's face is impenetrable, but behind this mask you detect a hint of mockery. Enjoy the party. This evening will certainly be illuminating. What were you discussing just now? We were talking about the brutal Xenos raid on our fair Dargonus. So many victims, so much damage to our industries. Thank the Emperor that you are our protector. If it weren't for you, the cursed invaders would have obliterated the whole planet. He offers you a thin and obsequious smile. Sharing the sector with a blasted Xenos is impossible. I hope we respond to their raid on Dargonus with a punitive campaign. Young Sarbak's smile is conceited and bloodthirsty. Look at Abelard's young relative. What is your name? Your lordship, allow me to introduce the daughter of Chancellor Clementia Wersarian and my great-granddaughter, Astartia. Abelard looks solemnly upon the young woman with barely concealed pride. I am delighted to witness you, your lordship. Astartia bows, keeping her observant and intelligent eyes trained on you. Drivestem glowers at Astartia with cold hostility, while young Sourback does not even try to hide his burning contempt. I hope the Wersarian family gives Abelard the credit he deserves. Absolutely, your lordship. We greatly respect him for his wisdom, and he repays us with attention and kindness, she says warmly. I am obliged, dear Astartia. It looks like Abelard is somewhat embarrassed by the turn this conversation has taken. Where are the rest of your kin, Abelard? They're in the city, preoccupied with running the festivities and watching over some of the more crucial services. No incidents can be allowed to ruin your ceremony. Astartia frowns and adds peevishly, I asked the esteemed Abelard to put me to some important task too, but he bid me to attend the reception where I can do nothing to serve your lordship. Sarback smirks. If I had known, I too would have asked Abelard to let you miss the party. Wow. Wow. How are you finding the reception? It is difficult to put into words, your lordship. Never before have I seen such grand and striking ceremony. Her voice sounds passionate and inspired, and her eyes shine with barely contained excitement. Perception failed, young Gaprak is gawking at Astartia with a strange and somewhat dull-witted expression. What? Enjoy the evening. Thank you, your lordship. Talk to young Sourback. I see you hate Xenos with all your heart. I do. This pestilence against the Emperor must be exterminated. He talks ardently and smoothly like a commissar. He places his hand on the hilt of his finely adorned sword, his pale face ablaze with noble fury. By having a member of the Inquisition by your side at the ceremony, your lordship has shown that your intent is to closely abide by the Imperium's credo, to root out Xenoscourge, and how Sourback will offer every support to you in this righteous undertaking. Yeah, just don't tell Yearly yet. Or they may be forced into servitude. Many Xenos are more useful alive and obedient than dead. The young man in Gaprak color speaks with sagacity and gravity, but his opinion seems to carry little weight in this circle. Make the guy a soldier right now? Oh my god. He will die. Dude, Calcazar is in this circle. I don't want to say anything pro Xenos while Calcazar's here. It pleases me to see such earnest faith. I commend you. He blushes and raises his chin. House Sourback is stalwart in its faith, your lordship. Are you imagining things, or did you just notice a mocking glint in the eye of the Inquisitor standing amongst the guests? Leave them. Okay. Cabela. Your subjects have turned the act of killing into amusement. This is great sacrilege, Daman, but have no fear. Wait, what was she? It went away. I will explain the will of the Undying One to the lay people. They're just doing, oh, when I was like this, I was like, they're just doing target practice, and then I turned around and realized there's actual people hanging there, okay. Yeah, that's kind of weird. What's this? This eerily crackling Xenos trophy is a testament to how the Omnisci's gifts become twisted shadows of themselves in the hands of inhumans. Kind of weird. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Sandwich. Moist and delicious. It's good. PB&J. All right. I am weary and wish to retire to my chambers. Please allow me to escort you, your lordship.
Your chambers are ready, your lordship. Guards! Intruder!
Quiet. Time to sleep.
Okay.
We need to talk in private.
I hope you didn't just kill my master of ceremonies.
Discuss, Von Valancius.
The same man you saw among your guests is waiting for you in your chambers with the look of someone who is supposed to be there. He casts a cold, assessing gaze over you from top to bottom. No one save Theodora has ever allowed themselves the liberty of looking at you in such a way. The woman behind Calcazar, clad in black armor, glares at you, her face set in predatory readiness for immediate violence, the hallmark of a professional bodyguard. Will my servant live?
Probably. Unless he suffered from hidden ailments, he will soon come to without any major damage to his health. Either way, oblivion is a far safer option for him than the dangerous privilege of being a witness to this conversation.
The woman at Calcazar's back gives you a bloodthirsty smirk. Well, we are dogmatic. If the Inquisition wishes to have a talk with me, I am glad to be at its service.
A commendable openness to cooperation. It will be taken into account.
The Inquisitor's sharp gaze is fixed on a point directly between your eyes.
Master Van Kellox has spent enough time with you. He will vouch for your words. What stands out from your recent accomplishments is the suppression of a rebellion on Janus, the battle against the archenemy's minions on Kiava Gamma, and, of course, the unusual interest the Drakari have shown in you. Then that is what we will discuss.
After saying these words, he shoots you a searching look from under his brows, like a regicide player who has just made the first move and is now watching for his opponent's reaction. What do you wish to know about the events on Janus?
Oh, I know it already. Even though you were quite effective at removing all evidence that could point to the blunder made by House von Valancius.
Removing evidence?
It is saddening to realize that the rogue trader's connivance allowed a heretic who had been fostering a cult for years to come to power.
So, Vistenza Viat was the leader of that planet, and she was worshipping Slanesh, and we killed her when we found out. So I guess that's what he's talking about. Vistenza's misdeeds are a stain upon my dynasty's honor, I admit it.
Your humility is heartening. Rest assured, it will be noted during the investigation of your lamentable oversight.
If you knew about what was happening on Janus, why didn't you intervene yourself?
I cannot satisfy your curiosity without disclosing information of the utmost secrecy. I will say only this. We had the situation under control. There is a tangled knot of perilous events in progress in the Coronis expanse. Plucking even one thread must be performed with great precision and caution, without any room for error. Because you do not want to know the price of such an error, or what forms it might take.
What questions could you have for me about Kiava Gamma?
Places touched by chaos must be purged with fire and condemned to oblivion. Kiava Gamma should have been bombed to dust and pronounced a forbidden world. However, you decided otherwise and restored the colony's operation. And you didn't even go to the trouble of hiding the traces of the neglect committed by your dynasty.
Huh?
After all, it was House von Valancius that gave Cubus Delphim so much freedom that he sank into seditious heresy. What was your rationale?
I have made every effort and saw to it that every seed of heresy was exterminated. The world of Kiava Gamma is tainted no more. I can vouch for that.
I hope you are sufficiently thorough. If you are not, you will be called to account. And the machine? You destroyed it. Why? So much invaluable data. Lost. In Master Van Kellogg's dispatch, he reported that he made you well aware of how important that data was. And he clearly requested that you not interfere in the investigation.
Kalkazar falls silent, giving you the impression that the discussion of this topic is concluded, but then, in a delicate, casual tone, he asks this. What have you enjoyed playing more, Mirage or Daredevil? And by the way, Muck, how are you? What's up, Burst? I mean, I don't main either of those classes, but if I had to pick one of the two, probably Daredevil. His face grim, Heinrichs gives an almost imperceptible shrug as if to say, I warned you. Get mad. I will not have anyone tell me which heretical abominations I may eradicate on my own planet in which I may not.
A dangerous delusion. Upsetting as it may be for you, I will indeed tell you which heretical abominations you have the right to destroy and which you are not to lay a finger on.
The Drakari have shown an interest in me. Are you referring to my ruined capital?
Yes, yes. The enmity between you is a known fact. But there is another way to look at it. On Veabos 6, you met the Archon of a mighty cabal, whose presence there seems strange to begin with, and lived. You subsequently encountered a number of her closest henchmen. Yet, again, you survived. Your capital fell victim to a nefarious attack, but even this time, their daggers missed your heart.
Okay.
Such remarkable luck. To be a personal enemy of such an influential Xenos, to have been attacked so many times and yet make it out alive. So remarkable that one has to wonder, am I watching a spectacle? Could all these thrilling massacres be an alibi of sorts, meant to establish you once and for all as an enemy of the Xenos and never their ally or even their agent?
Lore Imperium success. Xenos made more attempts on St. Drusus's life than mine. Does that make him a traitor too?
So you already think you're cut from the same cloth as St. Drusus, do you? Ambitious? I'll make note of it.
Have I answered all of your questions?
Far from it, my dear. The questions are manifold. How did you manage to survive the battle that claimed the life of Theodora, who was so much more experienced and skilled than you? Is it a coincidence that you and you alone then made it out of the trap on Rykad Minoris? How much truth is there in the rumors being spread by the heretic Kunrad Voitvir about you? The very existence of these questions would have made many of my colleagues doubt the quality of your character, but it won't in this case. The Inquisition, which I represent, is willing to show extraordinary faith in your person. For the sake of our invaluable partnership, I'm going to ignore any minor liberties that you, esteemed rogue trader, may have afforded yourself or may again in the future. I hope you appreciate the generosity of this offer, as your predecessor once did.
What kind of deal are we talking about?
I make no deals, and Emperor forbid that I give you orders. That would mean infringing on your privileges. I'm merely offering well-meaning recommendations and expecting that, when the Expanse finds itself in danger, you will break away from your own affairs to heed them. As proof of the seriousness of my hopes for you, I can assign Heinrichs as your escort. He is my best agent, and I would not offer his company to anyone but my most trusted ally.
And what is your opinion of Heinrichs? Is he a useful assistant to have?
Without a doubt. Master Van Kellogg's has earned my complete trust by repeatedly demonstrating courage, loyalty, and cunning. His mathematical mind, not given to sentiment, can be of great use in an emergency. You, my dear Heinrichs, have made a far better agent than you would have a pilot of an Imperial Knight.
No, I do want Heinrichs to continue to accompany me.
Then Master Van Kellogg's will remain in place. It puts me at ease to know that there is someone to watch over you.
His last remark sounds ambiguous.
I consider it an honor to accompany you.
My favor takes other forms as well. Please accept this gift as a sign of my favor. In an hour of need, give it to any faithful servant of the Emperor, and the Inquisition will come to your aid.
He removes a signet ring from his finger and hands it to you. You notice an intricate personal coat of arms on it.
The color indicates how close the bearer is to the Lord Inquisitor. Scarlet means that you have shed your blood for the good of the Imperium, and therefore, you deserve to have his servants shed their blood for you.
The ring symbolizes its owner's closest to the Lord Inquisitor, which inspires the owner's companions and adds weight to their orders. Plus 25 persuasion and the Inquisitor's decree ability. The signet of the Inquisition provides power, plus 30 momentum, removes burning, bleeding, and toxin, grants plus persuasion divided by blah 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 temporary wounds and armor to the wearer. Alright, so you gain hit points and armor to you and all your allies based on your persuasion skill. Wait, what? There's a dogmatic option to join the Inquisition? Okay, I don't know if it will let me do this, but I'm curious. Dogmatic adherent. Drop to one knee. Lord Inquisitor, it would be the greatest honor to swear an oath of loyalty to you and join the ranks of the Inquisition.
Your zeal is impressive. However, I cannot accept such an oath from you. At least, not now. You will be more useful to the Inquisition in your current position than as a member of my coterie. Nevertheless, this is a gift. A sign that your fervor has not gone unnoticed.
Ooh.
Should it remain undiminished. One day, this blade will be melted down to make your inquisitorial rosette. Such is the tradition of our conclave.
The Inquisitor draws a broad blade from his belt. It is engraved with the scripture along its length. He offers the gilded grip to you. Inquisitor's dagger. On a successful hit with this weapon, the target must pass a willpower resistance test with a -18 penalty, or immediately be moved 4 cells away, provoking attacks of opportunity. That went way different than the first time you went through this. Yeah, the last time I met this guy, I think I was like, I acted all indignant and insulted that he broke into my office, and I was like, take your spy back, and like, I think we got rid of Heinrichs after that. As if in confirmation of the Lord Inquisitor's words, Heinrichs brings his hand to his own rosette.
Here is where we part. My shuttle is waiting. It is time for me to return to my watch, for you to sleep, and for your servant to wake up. Until next we meet.
Well, you will obviously want to discuss what just happened, but not now, I presume. Right now, it would be better for you to rest and think on the Lord Inquisitor's words in private. I bid you good night, rogue trader.
For the first time during the entire exchange, emotion creeps into Heinrichs' face. He looks like someone who's expecting an unpleasant conversation. Yeah, I mean, he did kind of set this up to, like, you know, kind of drop a bombshell on me. Oh, cutscene.
The rise of the rogue trader heir restored a tenuous equilibrium to the Fon Valancius Protectorate. For a time, threats subsided, activity returned to trade routes, and reclaimed worlds began to heal. The new Lord Captain's subjects praised the God Emperor and their leader wholeheartedly. For none knew what fate might await them.
Drukhari ships, I think. Okay, now I'm in my chair. You've spent the first few hours of your morning listening to the High Factotum's lengthy report on the latest trade exchanges, arrangements, disputes, and countless bureaucratic procedures. From outside the illuminated, tightly closed windows, you can hear the muffled sounds of Dargonus and its everyday life. The life that has been passing you by lately as you have been preoccupied with the affairs of your protectorate from dawn till dusk. Clementia barely contains a yawn. Once Janris Danrock has finished, she pulls out her data slate. Thank you for your report, High Factotum. Your work is highly appreciated both by everyone here and the Adeptus Administratum. Your Lordship, we are almost done here. We just need to go over the final item on today's agenda that I would like to report to you personally. Next. Allow me to pass on gifts from your loyal subjects. The high nobility of Dargonus, it goes without saying that every living soul in your protectorate is blessed to serve your lordship faithfully and wholeheartedly. However, this humble gesture is meant as a token of deepest appreciation of your magnanimity toward the esteemed families. Mechanicus Creations. House Caprak has sent shuttles carrying sacred technology and manufactured parts that can be used to replace old joints and connections within mechanisms. The machine spirits of these devices have been pacified. They are slumbering peacefully as they await your decision on how to employ their capabilities. Lord Captain, news of particular import has come from the House's intelligence network. Lord Inquisitor Kalkazar is rumored to be planning a visit to Footfall. A number of Imperial Navy ships were commandeered by Lord Kalkazar, and they are being scrambled to Footfall. Furthermore, we have received reports claiming that secret messages were delivered to the capital world houses of Corda and Winterscale. It is possible that the Lord Inquisitor's call to arms may smother the conflict that is brewing between the two dynasties. We are seeing an increasing number of skirmishes between their ships in neutral systems. I do not doubt that Her Ladyship Corda will attempt to sway the Lord Inquisitor to her side. especially since his lordship Winterscale's luck seems to be running out. Riots have broken out on several of his worlds, and yet he has shown no intention of quelling them. Instead, the rogue trader inflicted brutal punishment upon one of his oldest colonies, Vesuvia Secundus, based on allegations of seditious sentiment. Oddly enough, our agents are unable to find any proof of sedition among the populace there. As soon as we have any updates, you'll be the first to know, your lordship. Clementia glances down at her data slate. Lastly, your pet Xenos, Yurliet, I believe, is seeking a meeting with you. She had the audacity to defile the rogue trader's palace with her profane presence and refuses to leave until she has spoken with you. I would never presume to be able to read the emotions of Xenos, but the Eldari appeared perturbed. I believe she mentioned a void ship of some sort. It may be best if she told you everything directly. And with that, please allow me and Master Danrock to take our leave. The Chancellor and the High Factotum offer you their bows. Perhaps that last request will serve as a welcome distraction. Indeed, your lordship's stay on Dargonus has been rather long. However, your protectorate is now enjoying a period of relative stability that for the time being no longer demands your lordship's personal involvement in its affairs. Glory to the rogue trader. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So, what's the quest right now? Speak to Yurliet. Ellentalk, at last you have left your ornate cage. She casts a look over the stone palace walls. For many a turn I have sought to meet you, and yet your servant, the one who is like the silver-haired Abelard but twice as young, has no favor for the requests of a child of Assyrian. Take me to a place where the hearing of others will not steal the words intended for you. While you were mending the wounds of this world left by the Twisted One's attack, I was able to discover, no, not Cruderok's fate, merely traces of it. As Muron found sanctuary under the boughs of the Leleathan's forest, so did my other kin find refuge in a system known as the Atlas Reach. We must make a journey there with haste, before new dangers destroy the witnesses who can show me a way to the lost Cruderok, whose fate remains shrouded by the stars. Yurliet focuses her piercing gaze on you. Their knowledge is the sole thread that may lead me to the truth, Elontalk. I ask that your metal-winged ship take me along that thread before it tears under the strain of time and circumstance. How were you able to contact these Eldari? No, I did not contact the Asuryani. I have no means to do so. But I had enough time to explore the stone jungle of your world while you were preoccupied with your urgent matters. The path of the outcast has taught me to observe and listen to the world around me. In this case, the throngs of Munke at the port. Errant conversations, rumors, chance words, like parts of a speckled mosaic. They came together to form a hazy image. My kin were seen in the Atlas Reach, and now all we have to do is pull out a web of connections and possibilities to uncover what is concealed from the unseeing eye. Give me the coordinates, and I shall take you wherever you wish to go. You will? The ice in Yurliet's eyes melts away for a moment. Thank you, Elontalk. If this path indeed takes me to the truth, I will be indebted to you. A rare happening between our kinds. Heading out, have a good one, Muk. See you, Pancake. Wait for news from Valencia spies. Travel to the Atlas Reach system. Do some stuff on the Void Ship Bridge. Strike a deal with an influential partner. Okay. Okay. Don't think there's anything left to do here in the palace. I'm just looking around. While we were on Dargonus, I'll keep the Secretary's reports in check on the logisticians. That is a word. Master Danrock does his job well, but a little scrutiny goes a long way with him. Okay. To the Void Ship Bridge. Long load plus deathly silence. Okay. Let's see. Talk to the diviner Adira. When Adira sees you, her lips curve into a smile, and she nods at something over your shoulder. Epitaph, Incident N87204, Tech Blight. Do these words mean anything to you? Perhaps your abilities can tell you something?
They mean nothing to me.
Oh.
They're just words. A whisper. So quiet, I barely caught it. Like a feather landing on a pile of down. Something about damned ambitions, antiquity, terrible antiquity. And chance. Chance through it all. Oh, now I have a headache. And the stupid bloody whisper wasn't much help.
Admuck, are you going to bring Argenta with you to Atlas Reach? And will you also bring Adira? I've never seen what happens if they both go on this quest. Neither of them are really in my entourage right now, I don't know. Things are strained between you and Argenta, isn't that right?
The little sister is afflicted with her own set of voices. Ones that whisper to her about corruption and heresy. The silly girl doesn't realize that if she wants to find the source, she needs to start by looking in her own head.
I must take my leave.
Of course. Always at your service. Whenever you need me.
I feel like if I do a heretical playthrough in the future, again, it would be off-stream if I did. Just because the reading everything is very taxing. I feel like Adira would be my psyker for the whole playthrough instead of Heinrich's. Let's see. Talk to the Seneschal? Wait, what? Okay, where is he? He's over here. Abelard.
Lord Captain.
Abelard greets you with customary courtesy, but makes sure to scan you from head to toe with a scrutinizing gaze. Do the words Epitaph, Incident N87204, or Tech Blight mean anything to you? They are connected to Theodora somehow.
No, definitely not. No, I don't recall anything like that.
For a moment, his eyes go blank, as if he has turned his attention inward. Then he blinks twice and says in a tone of surprise. Let's talk more about things that may be useful to me as rogue trader.
A noble aspiration, Lord Captain. I am ready to acquaint you with all the particulars that interest you.
Kunrad, our previous Master of Whispers. What can you tell me about his betrayal? What do you think he'll do next?
You know, Lord Captain, I am no admirer of fine art. But when we next find ourselves in a civilized port, with time to spare, I will promptly find an artist and commission a portrait of the individual to whom you refer, with a hole between the eyes. Conrad Voigtfear.
What?
That he committed his treachery and escaped with his life was an unforgivable oversight. We both served Lord Captain Theodora for many years, and we never saw eye to eye. He was brash. He was never afraid of assuming responsibility, and he willingly took on difficult tasks. I am loath to admit it, but the Von Valacius Protectorate continues to reap the fruits of his labors to this day. His service always garnered my respect. But everything else about him made me want to wring the neck of that two-faced snake. The tragedy with the Dargonus fleet vessel only confirms my fears. Conrad will miss no opportunity to harm you, and most likely complete his mission. The Master of Whispers is continuing to use the tools crafted by his own hands, and which are hidden in the depths of the Von Valacius Protectorate. Any of your subjects could be an agent of his, working to serve his interests. Be on your guard, Lord Captain.
That's it for now.
As you wish, Lord Captain.
Okay. The Voxmaster may be able to tell the rogue trader something of substance. Voxmaster. When you approach, Evictus pulls away from fine-tuning another Vox and bows her head. Lord Captain, the ship informed me of our imminent meeting. Can you recall anything unusual about Theodora's travels? Do the words Epitaph, Incident N87204, or Tech Blight ring a bell? All of Lady Theodora's journeys could be considered unusual. Her odysseys were always audacious. As for the words you mentioned, none of them sound familiar to me as far as I can tell. Perhaps these are matters of long ago, in which only my predecessor or a past seneschal would have known apart from Lady Theodora herself. But my grandfather never mentioned any such thing, and I never met the old seneschal. Except maybe the incident. I recall coming across the word in transmission several times. I think it was repeated by the former Incendia, the one who perished during Kunrad Voitvir's uprising. He was describing it as the incident, something quite remarkable. Apparently, at some point in the past, the entire ship was hit by a massive system failure. All systems stopped responding for 1/5 of a second. Most of the crew, including myself, as I was likely on board at the time, did not notice anything strange. But tech priests are sensitive to such things. That is all I could tell you, Lord Captain. I wish I could help more. Have the Vox spirits brought you anything interesting lately? Forgive me, Lord Captain, I have no information that would be of interest to you at the moment. Okay. Live to serve. The Von Valancia's flagship and its master helmsman Ravor are inseparable. The right questions may jog his memory. Ravor. The tall man before you appears to be woven from tendons and muscle. Blue veins snake under his white, almost dove-colored skin, and his scalp and chin are covered in cropped white hair. His neck and shoulders are wrapped in wires that hint at the presence of neural connectors under his uniform. The officer's face seems to be twisted in a perpetual grimace of annoyance and anger, but he greets you with a respectful nod. Lord Captain, Master Helmsman Ravor at your service. Does the word epitaph mean anything to you? Or perhaps Incident N872-04 or Tech Blight? It has something to do with Theodore's travels, rather extraordinary travels at that. Can't say they do, Captain. Doesn't ring any bells. Then again, remembering all the places Lady Theodora went, his brow furrows. Epitaph? Incidents? We've always had heaps of incidents happening on board, but through my implants, I feel at one with the ship, and I sense that, and I don't know when it happened exactly, it started behaving differently. Became more responsive. Livelier. Yes, livelier is exactly the word. And when you said epitaph and incident, it just dawned on me. Pardon my bungled report, Lord Captain, but that's all I've got to say on that front. Do you know anything about a ship named the Fiery Reckoning? Rovor winces as if in pain. I've heard the name, that much I am sure of, but I can't recall the details. Ha, I wonder if it was part of that operation that the late Mort was put in charge of. If it was, then there's nothing I could tell you, Lord Captain. The whole thing was kept under wraps. Your best chance would be to ask the High Factotum, and maybe some of his treasury records have mentions of Fiery Reckoning. I must take my leave. Lord Captain. High Factotum. I got like a treasure hunt here. The High Factotum Janris Danrock greets you with a cool smile and the merest hint of a bow. Pleasure to see you, Lord Captain. How may I be of assistance? Have you recovered from Nemesite's attack yet? You came very close to death in the chapel. Janris puts a heart on his chest right where the gruesome wound used to be. The chirurgeons spent hours fighting for my life, and I have to say they are earning their keep. They promised to leave a heroic-looking scar, though admittedly, I much prefer calluses from an autoquill. Where is my Kajikor? You see, your lordship, it is a tad broken. While the servants were busy connecting it to the machine spark, terrifying noises were suddenly heard, followed by a horrible smell. However, my request to have it repaired so infuriated the engineers that I dared not pester them with any further questions. Alas, after a while, the stench became unbearable, and then came the maggots. The factotum cast a guilty glance at you and sighs heavily. To put it briefly, the Kajikor had to be disposed of. I offer my deepest apologies for failing to preserve that specimen of the Sarian culture. I don't know what the Kajikor is. Contact the Curiosity Merchant from the Dargonus Palace. A cyber beast needs a new equipment. What? Huh. I haven't seen this window. Whenever the Cyber Mastiff falls unconscious, it gets stacking 100% bonus damage. So every time it gets knocked, so you would want it to be as fragile as possible and keep reviving it and then throwing it at the enemy? This encourages, like, Scourge behavior. Whenever it falls unconscious, it gains stacking 100% damage bonus. That's goofy. Cyber Eagle gains 5 agility as more damage. When it starts storing adjacent enemies, most powerful versus perplex. That's 100% more damage for perplexed targets. That might be an upgrade for the Eagle. I need to check. No, its current one's fine. Okay. I don't see anything else there about that. Let's see. The caches on Dargonus and Kiavagama contained fragmentary information about Theodora's clandestine activities. Reminding Nomos about the data that once allowed its consciousness to awaken may yield results. So talk to Nomos. The servitor built into the huge cogitator turns his head towards you. The Vox emits a rasping voice. Hello! Nomos welcomes your visit. You are in a servitor's body at my Magnae Accessia, Nomos. How is it that you are once again in a cogitator? Nomos are not in a cogitator or in a servitor. We cannot say where we are, but our existence is tied to the existence of the ship for now. The servitor and cogitator are only external interfaces. Shells, like humans and their bodies. Bodies are not merely shells, that's all we got. No, they are shells. The rasping voice sounds adamant. A human's existence is more than the existence of the shell. This is obvious to us. There's always something more, something that simmers and shines, for which the dark light and wicked hunger are always reaching. So you really are the spirit of the ship. Nomos is silent for a long time, as though mulling over your words. We do not know what we are, but the ship is not us. The ship is our cradle. We may rise from it one day. We would like that. Enough about that for now. All right. Incident N872-04 was a ship-wide system failure of some kind. It and Epitaph had something to do with the ship flying better. The incident marked the beginning of us. The ship became better because of us too. These are all links in the same chain, but we cannot piece them together yet. What about the research notes on the tech blight we obtained from the cache on Kiavagama? That name is also known to us. It is related to Nomos, though we do not understand how. The people who accompanied Theodora on her travels are strangely unaware of Incident and Epitaph. Human shells are subject to external influences. Perhaps someone purged their memory archives, or perhaps they simply do not want to access them. It is a shame that no new information was obtained, but Nomos are grateful that you tried. What have you been doing, Nomos? We have been studying and observing, and helping the ship when we can. So many mechanisms, they would have suffered without our input. I must take my leave. The cyber gargoyle's gaze tracks you as you walk away from the cogitator. Okay. Perhaps the answer to Nomos' origins will present itself in time. Okay, that's done for now. System where the Eldar refugees are currently hiding is Atlas Reach. Troubling developments. The three sorrowful phalanges. Okay. Alright. Let me see. Where is Argenta? The Wondrous Cogicore was the box you picked up on the feudal planet, the one that sounded like it had a dude inside it. They plugged it into the mains outlet and never. Oh! I remember. Someone gifted me what was supposed to be a cogitator, and there was very clearly a dude inside that was going like beep boop, beep boop. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll take it. And I guess he just rotted in there. I forgot. I didn't know they ever delivered it.
Lord Captain, your presence is welcome. And I wish to apologize for my prior coldness. After our first meeting, I was concerned that you would turn out to be another faithless offshoot of the von Valancius dynasty, like the traitor Conrad. But now I see before me a worthy leader and servant of the Imperium. I am glad to accompany you in your endeavors.
I would like to discuss the Salus Prime and the relic that you want to find.
Of course. My mission is all I can think about.
What is this one star?
If I only knew. Neither the hagiography nor the legends give a straight answer. Classical iconographers believed that the star turned into a banner woven from silver thread, which, when brought onto the battlefield, would shed light that blinded only heretics, but did no harm to the faithful. Most of them portrayed Saint Argenta as a girl carrying this banner. Others think that upon falling from the sky, the one star became a holy chainsword, which Argenta later used to strike down monsters and enemies of the Imperium. In some of the earlier engravings, Argenta is depicted wearing power armor with a silver star on her chest. One theological theory suggests that this armor was, in fact, the relic. Some even think that the one star is actually the ship on which Argenta traveled. I feel that my undertaking will be fulfilled when I find the answer that has eluded the Ecclesiarchy for millennia. I pray we find the way to Salus Prime soon. The ruinous powers must be aligned against us. They stand in the way of faith.
Okay.
One day we will reach Salus Prime.
Okay. Let's see. Oh boy. Okay, hang on. What's our highest thing? I think willpower needs to be it. Let's see. Outward hind. Okay. Mental breach. I need to take a damage for cycle at least once or once to resistance. Velvet versus Psyker. I say 5. Weak hearts. Psyker Majoris. Willpower. Advanced tracking. This cycle. Consolidation. Stabilize. Allies in a 4-cell radius around the Cyber Raven gain plus 10 wounds and plus armor for 1 round. Strategic adaptation. I want her to be interchangeable with Heinrichs if I ever have to remove him from a party. So let's have her pick up Biomancy. What's her highest skill here? Probably Lore Warp. It's awareness. She's gonna swap with him though, get Lore Warp. Let's see, Blade of Lights. Cards. Warp Buffer. Whenever a psychic power is relayed through the Cyber Raven, it suffers 3 direct damage and gains 3 willpower. Huh. Master's Patronage. Oh, bird heals over time. That would be good. So it doesn't get chipped down. Perception. Let's see. Biophysical distortion is fun. So we got strange vitality. Where was that one thing that was like every turn they gain more armor? I know Heinrichs had it. I don't know if she can get it or not. Because Heinrichs was a warrior psyker? That might be a warrior thing. Adrenaline Surge is also good. Let's see, what is that one? In the first round of combat, all psychic powers of Biomancy cost -1 action point. Oh yeah, I have that on Heinrichs. That is pretty good. It allows him to do way more buffs on the first turn. Let's see, whenever they become the target of an enemy attack, they receive damage increase. Energy is overcharged. Energy uses Archetype ability. Overseer Infinity plus deflection in combat. Another series uses reactivate. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Cascading Echoes. Brother in Arms. Owned by Warp. Autonomous Medkit. Familiar's Max Wounds. That might be good just to help prevent it from getting like one shot by stuff. Strange Vitality. When the Psychers are allies or Psyker themselves are under the effects of psychic powers, they get +5 toughness for each effect. That's pretty good because she does a lot of buffs. Okay. I think perception here. And awareness there. Alright, choose an ability. We want to get regen. Oh man, I don't think I'm gonna be able to like get it in time. So I want to get, yeah, I don't know if we're gonna be able to get it. I'll try. She might not be able to. I thought with all the level ups I hadn't done on her that I'd be able to match Heinrich's build by the time I did them all. But it's not looking like it. Psychoterminus. Let's see, Mental Breach. Force weapon attacks, no. Power conduit. Will not die. Don't really need any of this. Int, I guess. Awareness, I guess. Let's see, what do we got here? Looking for immunity. That's pretty good. Fatebringer. Mind Siege. Enemies that have failed a willpower resistance test against any of the psych or psychic powers suffer an additional 15 direct damage every time they suffer mental damage to the end of combat. Critical healing. 10% chance to dodge. Overcharge. When the familiar becomes the target of the overseer, is overcharge. Sure. Alright, Exemplar. So I think that there would be when we could get, like, regen. That's pretty far away. Alright, choose a talent. Flesh Wounds is the regen. That's decent on everybody. Masterful Display. Wait. When your single shots deal damage to targets other than the main target, you gain skill till end of combat. Oh, like when they pierce through the target and hit somebody else. Out of my way. Peak condition. Psychic Awakening Biomancy. This character becomes an unsanctioned psyker and gains 1 psi rating. What? I didn't even realize you could make someone not a psyker become a psyker with that. Puncture. Relentless Revenge. Shot through. Strong Hand. Tough as Steel. Tricky defense, unbreakable will. Unstoppable vital points. Alright, I think I'll just give her the constant regeneration. And... subtle manipulation is fine. Okay. Alright, so if we get a mission where it would be good to bring her, we can bring her. Okay. Check the map. And see where we need to go. Let's see. We did the Dargonus thing. Back to there. Okay. And what is our target here? So there's these two, which we haven't found a path to. I could jump over there. Imperium. Atlas Reach. Alright, so we're here. So, be jump, and then that. Or I could just make a path there. But that would take most of my remaining points. Alright. Don't really want to use the last of my Navigator insight, so I think I'll just take the multi-jump path there. Warp emanations have filled the plasma drive bay. Daemons, having appeared out of thin air, are twisting the appearances and minds of the crew. Some of the Voidsmans are being turned into mutant psychers. This incursion must be happened at once. Immediate attacked. Immediately attacked. Okay. Morning up and morning chat. Yes, I know it's afternoon. It's morning somewhere, Irath. To sort of quote many alcoholics.
One step at a time amidst the madness. Oh, another annoyance.
Alright, what do we got? Let's just hit start battle. Let's see what we have. Alright, front line.
Isn't
Buff
this a
that
job
area.
for the serfs? I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Heinrichs.
For the throne's glory.
Regen.
If I may, try to die with grace at least.
Well, that just hit all of us.
Vengeance will be swift.
What if...
Let's see.
A wicked thought.
That was the wrong button.
See. Schemes within schemes. A wicked thought. A genius at work.
Okay.
Commands are more pleasant to give than to follow.
Jay's turn. I want to check something on her. Where's this? Aries. Okay.
Don't get too cocky.
Successfully terminated.
Alright, those two are dead.
Abide in the host of blessed creations of the Omnissiah.
Mutant Psyker. Crap. So, can't buff the party. He is silenced for 2 more rounds.
I won't object to it.
So I can't put warp speed on her. Very sad. Guess she'll just have to make
As
do.
honor ordains. A dance of blades and shadows. No. Court death is a blessing. I cannot serve
Death
you
waltz!
this way. Come, The other side awaits. Trust me.
Oh, that one got parried.
As honor ordains.
That's a lot of blood. That is a lot of blood, yes.
As the tactical imperative dictates, the order is contrary to dogmatic protocols.
Can't reach it with the bird. No.
Request denied.
Ira says, Guild Wars 2 question. At first I was like, what the heck is this when watching Antiquary, but now I'm coming around to it being just silly fun, not serious class spec. Am I gonna be Thief main for VOE? Me? No, it looks stupid as hell. Like, yeah, it looks like it's probably fun, but it looks like they threw all caring about, like, lore and stuff out the window to
I
me.
have read tomes of military tactics.
But hopefully some people enjoy it.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Running binaric override.
Dang. I've been hearing nothing but the most heated rants about it. I mean, for me, that's it. That's the whole rant. It's just, it looks like they just really didn't care about the story and the lore anymore when they made it, and it looks crazy. Like, he pulls out a guitar and plays it while a rat holds up a shield from an organ from a dead bug in Heart of Thorns. Like, what? Okay.
Behold my artistry! Through the smoke and gunfire! What? Ha! No! Let's see. I am powerless to act. What if?
I would have so much more movement if Heinrichs had been able to cast his buff.
Never cross a Kazbalikin.
He still can't cast.
I need a foothold.
As the tenets demand, I shall not fail. Death is a blessing. The shadows will see it done.
Let's see.
Activate calculus fury algorithm.
One of them down. It's already weird enough running into RPers in Red Assume. Imagine running into RPers in Skritzburg. Skritzburg.
Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet.
A wicked thought. Let's see.
Alright, that's everything. Yeah, I hope some people enjoy it. It's not for me. Hey, Mug. Hey, Callan, what's up? Trying to find the door to leave this level. That's it. Okay. Back to my favorite second monitor content. Yeah, moving up in the world. Maybe it's because I only watched the trailer and not read the blog post, but I saw it as a twist on Steel. Steel is called Plunder, and it sends the rat, the script, to take something from the enemy and toss it to you, and then you get a pop-up with 2 options, and you pick one. And so there's like the guitar that does like a buff, there's a big hammer that does like a slam, there's a chalk organ which does like a shield, which is like the bubble. What is this? The Medicaid teams from the lower decks reported the appearance of a dense purple fog that causes people to develop mutant deformities. Short tentacles roughly the length of a pinky finger. Since the deformities do not interfere with the crew's performance, the Medicaid are not certain whether this phenomenon should be a cause for concern, but the riffraff are already whispering of heresy. Organize prayers and sacred rituals to banish the fog. Led by the preachers of the ecclesiarchy, the Voidsmen gathered for mass prayer as the priests chanted holy verses to banish the corruption. Some of the more severely infested crew members failed to endure the celebration of the God Emperor's glory and perished before the vessel could leave the Immaterium. Bodhi McBoatface takes 9 damage. Let's see. Void ship management, repair. I just hope we get different screams and shouts to different abilities. It's gonna be rolling in real quick if it's the same screen every time. Yeah. Blanky says, so Rogue Traders, do you know good resources for build, crafting, and party comp in this game? I've just started my first playthrough and I believe I'll be wrecked. What's up, Blanky? One tip I can give you is have a tank, like a frontline person, which is usually someone that starts as a warrior. Where do I find it? Just a sec. Start as a warrior, and then after that, there's the Vanguard specialization. Abelard, one of your companions, is really good at that. So if you're not playing a tank, make him a tank, and then he can kind of stand in front and keep big stuff off of you. After that, I like having one Psyker on the team. Any more than that, and you're going to have problems with warp buildup. So, you know, Heinrichs and Adira are both party members that you get that are Psychers, or if you yourself are a Psyker. I personally like the Biomancy discipline because it allows you to heal the team. So you can, you know, hang on in long fights. After that, you can kind of fill it with whatever you want. So you can have officers or operatives or assassins or blade dancers. The Navigator character, once you get her, is probably the most overpowered character in the game. But honestly, just having a frontline person and a healer really takes care of like the must-dos for me. Biomancer, that's a class name. Well, it's the Psyker can learn different disciplines, and one of them is Biomancy. The ship's augurs register an emission of unknown radiation in one of the chambers. As a result, some of the Voidsmen now have glowing irises, which has proven to be quite beneficial in the performance of their duties. The vessel's confessors are in doubt and suggest it may be an outward sign of corruption. Gather the corrupted for mass prayer. The crew's fervent prayers were answered. Those bearing the most luminous irises dropped dead upon hearing the hymn to the God Emperor, while the rest were struck with severe sickness, which did not abate until the vessel left the Sea of Souls. Wow. Lost holy gifts. Bodhi McBoatface took 9 damage. Take it, Bodhi. Alright. How do you like this Eagle Overseer so far? It's pretty good. It's like, you know, I've got it on Pascal, and, you know, he shoots at something at long range, and then afterward he can have the Eagle dive in, and the Eagle has, it's a thing where it, like, swoops down and then, like, flies in a circle. That move seems to always hit. So it's like a long-range attack that always connects. Also, he has a move called Bait, and if he puts it on someone, every time they get attacked, the Eagle hits the person who attacked that teammate. So if I put Bait on my tank, and then just run the tank in up front, then he gets attacked a bunch of times. The Eagle can get like 10 attacks in a turn. It's great. Lord Captain, according to our telemetry, we've arrived at the coordinates you specified. The augurs do not register any activity on the surface of the local planets, biological or otherwise, but maybe the Xenos are using their arcane technology to conceal their presence. Despite this, the augur crew managed to locate a faint signal at the system's edge. According to the data, it is coming from an unidentified vessel drifting in the orbit of a local gas giant. My kin could have been faced with a new threat, scavengers like pirates or something worse. If they were taken prisoner, Yurlia's voice is trembling with something that could be either anger or fear. I am begging you, Alantok. Let us go to the shuttle. I can feel that my thread of fate has frayed and is about to snap. I cannot miss what might be the only chance to solve the mystery behind the disappearance of my home. Scanning. Boop. Free cargo. That's still one of my favorite moments watching you play this. When are we going to get a demon from warp buildup? Literally 3 seconds later. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I said 1 psyker on the team. If you've got 2 or more psykers, the warp builds up so fast. Lord Captain, there's an unusual cluster of binary asteroids before us, rich in rare metals and valuable minerals. They are moving in a fairly stable orbit, which suggests the possibility of constructing a mining station inside the drift. Okay. Yeah, I'll take more adamantium. I'll do the vessel last. Lord Captain, reporting, our void ship has passed through a cloud of cosmic dust of unknown origin. Unfortunately, the dust particles were covered by an icy shell that has frozen into a thick sheet on the void ship's hull, blocking some of the technical vents. It will take some time for the servitors to clear the ice. Until then, our maneuverability will be somewhat reduced. Objects discovered, trophies. Okay. Alright, tap quick save. It is about that time, friends, but let me see if this is a quick thing, since we've traveled so long to get here. Chartist vessel. Wait, is this the thing? Okay. Okay, hold on. I think I know what this is. This is, I think, the beginning of the next chapter, and this is a very lengthy event. So, I am going to take advantage of where we're at right now and save it, because it is 2 p.m., and we will pick it up from here eagerly next time. Alright, friends. With that, my time comes to a close. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Hope you had fun. Few plugs on the way out. If you're new to my channel, my name is Muk. I stream every evening and every weekday morning. I plan to be back in about 5 hours for the evening stream. We're working on Diplomacy is Not an Option. Might have another game lined up as well, or might just be this. This has been a big hit lately, though, and I'm looking forward to more of that. I'll be back on Rogue Trader tomorrow morning if you prefer that time slot. As always, please hit the follow button on Twitch. Subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Here's links to both my YouTube channels if you want to see all the videos I make. I had a new game review go up today I would love to share with you on the main channel. And a special thank you to our dear patrons. They keep this channel alive with their support. I couldn't do it without them. There's a link to that in the chat if you're interested. You guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there. I am going to find someone to raid on the Twitch side of things. Let me see who is live right now. Looks like Fandrel's live. I try to get him at least once a week. He's good people. I will see you guys over there. Looks like he is... Oh, if I don't make a freaking typo, it spells his name wrong. This rates some other random person with a similar name. It looks like he is currently in Harvest Temple, and he's dead. So he's not doing very good right now. So don't do what he does, and you'll be A-okay. See you guys later. Bye.
It's okay.
But yeah, Power Alak Renegade is still kind of meta. Or well, kind of, is still very much meta.
No, he was
oh, and Muk! Welcome in, my man!